He's always there. So the ones and the twos will come thick and fast for Jackson McRae.
All right, Ash, before we do let you go, mate, any last words, any last things you want to get out of?
Look, I think it will be a race of four. We've already touched on it. It's not. I think everyone has their own ideas, but I think it's down to Wines, Oliver, Steele, or Bontempelli. It'll be one of those four. I know Sean had Petrarca in the mix, so I don't see him getting that close. But look, Wines is my number one, and I think he's going to be the one to take Charlie home.
Now, Twitter, social media, people want to, and a lot of people off the text loving your work and the things you're doing, mate. So how do people follow your stuff or get in contact with you?
Yeah. I'm on Twitter. I've got a bit of a funny name. It's Chew the Stat, as in chew the fat. But
like it.
Stat, very smart, right?
Is this radio craft stuff from Ash? It's just
brilliant,
top notch.
Yeah, so that's on Twitter, and you can jump in. You can have a look at the model yourself. And you can play around and figure out a few probabilities, a few odds.
You do any other sports?
Footy through and through.
Yeah, fair enough too. No, well, when you're doing this bloody well, there's no use.
Yeah, I'm a former Clubland, former Hawthorn.
Okay.
Who wins the grand final, Ash? Give us that.
Dogs.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, jeepers.
Dogs. I'm a Dogs man.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
So are you,
no wonder you got a sack from the Hawks.
Are you a Dogs man, or is your algorithm?
No. I think
it depends after the fact.
Actually, me.
Yeah.
Hey, mate, you've been brilliant.
Well done, Ash.
Outside of me stuffing up your name, you've been brilliant. We appreciate it. We look forward to hearing you more in SEN going forward.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Beautifully done. Hey, all thanks to Betfair. We'll squeeze a breakaway. The Brownlow officially starts on the other side of this.
This year, AFL Victoria celebrates 20 years of partnership with WorkSafe Victoria. AFL Vic thanks WorkSafe for their ongoing support in keeping our participants safe at work so they can play the sport they love. For all the latest WorkSafe AFL Victoria country news, head to aflvic.com.au.
Brendan Tohill here, CEO at Varna. Victorian newsagents are an essential service. They are indeed the fabric of our community. Newspapers, greeting cards, stationery, tats, magazines, gifts and parcel pickups are all available. Buy now at your local newsagent.
Betfair has introduced exotic markets to the exchange. Now on Betfair, you can place Quinella and Exacta bets across select Australian thoroughbred and greyhound racing markets. There are now even more ways to bet with Betfair. Looking for better odds this spring carnival? Take on the tote with Betfair Exotic Markets. Available on every Victorian thoroughbred Group 1 this spring. Your edge, your way. Betfair.com.au.
Gamble responsibly. If gambling becomes an issue, call 1-800-858-858.
In lockdown, John Allen, Better Home Living, are still open to help us all, especially self-congratulators like the Wisp.
There's contact-free delivery to the Wisp and everybody else out there in the suburbs, and online click and collect, Gary.
If you want to cook up a storm, now's the time. All Weber barbecues, 15% off.
And the Wisp says this: TVs, freezers, dryers, cooking products and small appliances are all reduced from all the top brands.
John Allen, Knox Ozone, opposite KFC, Burwood Highway 1 turn. A clearance sale on now, johnallen.com.au.
G'day, Richo here. The new Hyundai Staria and Staria Load have arrived at Ferntree Gully Hyundai. A successor to the iMax and iLoad vans and built on Hyundai's SUV platform, the Staria and Staria Load provide luxury performance with ample room for cargo. Packed with the latest technology including radar cruise and Apple CarPlay. After a new i30 hatch, there's plenty in stock available for immediate contactless delivery. Go to ferntreegullyhyundai.com.au. Ferntree Gully Hyundai, Australia's #1 Hyundai dealer.
LMCT 11061.
I'm your postie, and here's the most valuable thing that'll ever land in your mailbox. Your free bowel cancer screening test. Everybody aged 50 to 74 gets one delivered. It can spot the early signs of a cancer that kills more people than prostate, breast or skin cancer. But most likely you'll be all clear like I was. Look, you got nothing to lose by doing the test, everything to lose if you don't.
To put your mind at rest, do the bowel cancer screening test. To learn more or order a test, visit bowelcancer.org.au.
Coles Car Insurance is full of nice surprises, like the fact that last year we paid out 99% of car claims. So you can get back to...
Hey, Nan, look what I drew.
Oh, that's a lovely pelican, dear.
No, Nan, that's Daddy.
What really counts?
Oh, better pop it on the fridge then.
Search Coles Car Insurance for value, the Australian way. Consider the PDS at colesinsurance.com.au. Issuer Insurance Australia Limited. T's and C's apply.
You're listening to SEN's coverage of the 2021 AFL Brownlow medal for Betfair. Do you want better odds? Bet on Brownlow and Premiership markets and set your own odds with Betfair. Gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-858-858.
As we count down towards a Brownlow kick-starting in around 20 minutes' time, we'll take all the votes as they happen on a unique Brownlow in 2021 in the West. on a Sunday night as it officially kickstart grand final week. The D's and the Dogs to go at it next Saturday night, at least in the East Coast, twilight game in the West. We do it all thanks to Betfair. Bet on a Brownlow and Premiership market your way with Betfair. Gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-858-858. Cam Luke, Mickey Barlow, Tom Haylock from Betfair. And Tommy, I found it remarkable in the ad break where you said you woke up at 2 a.m. sweating, couldn't get back to sleep because you wanted a deep dive into Mickey Barlow's Brownlow world. So you probably remember it better than him now.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know what came over me at 2:30 last night. I was obviously prepping long and hard, but yeah, he's we talked about it earlier. He didn't poll in his first game. He kicked 2 goals, had 33. He's still filthy about it. But
who did vote in that game was Dave Mundy, and it was his first ever Brownlow votes. It would have been his 6th season, I think, as an AFL player, maybe 7th, and finally got up and going.
He's got 96 since then.
Yeah, he's gone pretty well, and I think he's going to start sharply tonight.
Yeah.
Is David. Just saw him on the red carpet rolling in, which is nice.
There you go. Do you wish you were there, mate?
I just wish I was somewhere but Victoria right now, and probably actually West Australia is the perfect place because there is no COVID over there and no restrictions, and
I was in Darwin not long ago. It was a different world.
Yeah.
It's bizarre. Do you know where you sit on Fremantle Brownlow?
Oh, I do, because you told me. Cam, this might be a question.
Go on.
Where does he sit? Where does he sit?
All time?
Yes.
11th.
That's a good guess. 9th.
I thought you'd be around there because you did, as much as you didn't get that vote in your first game, you had that outstanding first half of the year before the injury, and you would have polled pretty well in that the grand final year in 2013.
Yeah, and it says a bit about maybe Fremantle as a football club just taking a time to get going and get some votes.
No doubt.
And ever since Nat Fyfe's been there, and I suppose Lockie Neal
steals them all,
two Brownlow medalists there. Fyfe gets them all, and then Lockie Neal had his year where he just went bang, bang, bang. So the runaways are Fyfe, Neal, and then remind me of the third, Peter Bell.
Yeah, well, you got Pavlich, obviously, on most votes.
Yeah.
But
of course, yeah.
Average votes per game.
Here we go.
He is 4th overall behind, let me just get it, Fyfe.
There it is, Fyfe, Neal, Bell.
Bell and you.
Yeah. Who's 5th?
Who is 5th? Oh, Neil, sorry. Neil's up there. Neil's ahead of you. Who is...
Is Neil's at Fremantle, though, or is that included the Brisbane?
Fremantle,
just a Fremantle,
Pavlich.
Matthew Pavlich.
And he played in a bad side for a long time.
Yeah, he played a long time
That would
in
have
an
affected his
underperforming
votes.
Fremantle.
Is he the best player or Fyfe at Freo? Tough questions here.
I can't believe you've asked this question because this almost guarantees that one way or another, Mickey's not getting back into the West.
Well, I just ran my algorithm, and from my algorithm, I am picking up that they're both great players, and it was a dead heat, unbelievable.
How many did you go to? How many Brownlows did you go to?
I reckon I went to 3. Three, and then we were in Perth for the grand final year. Obviously, you don't come over, so we had a function. Now that.
What's it like?
Oh, shocking night when you're in Perth and the Brownlow is in.
So how are these guys that aren't at the game? Obviously, there's a lot of guys in Victoria and New South Wales that are sitting there in their tuxedos at home. How are they going to be feeling?
It looks a bit grim, especially if I think I saw Braden Maynard, who had a great year, but he's not going to poll many votes and he's not going to be overly interested, and you'd have to stay on that Zoom call and engaged. It would be relatively anxiety-ridden if you are a Jack Steele, who I presume is at home on Zoom, and kind of how all that's going to work. So looking back on this in 3 or 4 years, or let's say 20, 25 years, when you're telling your kids about Brownlow medals and looking back at Brownlow just gone past, and they're like, why is that guy on the computer there accepting his medal?
That's true.
That happened 25 years ago. It was a tough little period for us all.
When you played in that game in the grand final, and obviously you couldn't come over, and the Brownlow has that function in the West, and you're in that situation. So we're going to see the Bulldogs and the D's players, and we'll have a majority of them tonight because they are in the West.
They are good to go.
What's it like? What is it like? You're just hoping it's over ASAP so you can get home to bed?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you'd rather it that way. In terms of Melbourne clubs that week, actually going, being surrounded by it, the loud noise, it was like going to a really sombre dinner, going to that Brownlow function in the Monday leading up to the grand final, because there was no frivolity. There was probably 4 tables, of which you have a table of corporates, like your president, your CEO, and footy manager and coach on one, and then it's the players.
Was it the whole team? Or
No, it was just
the players you polled.
Yeah, 3 or 4. And
was West Coast there, or they
would have been here?
Yeah, they would have come over, I suppose. So it wasn't a West. All right.
And even it was a bit of a game because in the lead up, Chris Mayne didn't go. He was invited, but everyone was trying to get out of it because it was going to be. Chris Mayne got out because Chris Mayne's a sook for one, but he said he had a sore back. So I can't go
to a dinner.
Sook or genius, because he was at home on the couch.
Yeah, he pulled the wool over our eyes there. We were cursing his name whilst we were there, but the winner that night was 13, was Gary Ablett, quite comfortably as well. And none of us were going to go at all well in that year. I think our highest vote getter might have been 14 or 15, which is a good effort from a grand final side, just to have good contribution across all sectors.
Yes. Did you ever win for you guys?
Is in top?
Yeah, top Fremantle vote getter?
I don't reckon I did. I did.
Can I just read out a few stats here on the top 5 or 6 in the market now? Ollie Wines, he traded on Betfair. He traded a high of $180 throughout the year. Clayton Oliver, $80 throughout the year. Bontempelli, $23. Amazingly, I don't know how Bontempelli got out at $23 at any point. Steele and Petrarca, $200 throughout the year. Phenomenal. As I said earlier, Bontempelli got into as low as $1.98 throughout the year as well. So,
what round was that? That would have been that patch up to probably round. I've got 19 here that he's on fire.
My algorithm can give you a date of when it was. It was about early August.
Yeah, so
second week of August.
And then they go on the 3-game losing streak. They lose to Essendon, they lose to Hawthorn, they lose to Port Adelaide. So 0-0-0. He doesn't play. Well, Essendon, he had 34 possessions in a loss, so might pick up a vote there. The next two, probably not.
We spoke about this a little bit earlier too, the intrigue about not just this season, the openness of it, and it obviously is indicative, I think, of how the Brownlow will go tonight. But when you're talking about how it been up and down on Betfair, if you look at the start of the year, Max Gawn's start to the year was brilliant, as was Clayton Oliver's, as was Marcus Bontempelli's. Tex Walker's, of course, was really good for Adelaide. Then if you look at the second half of the year, that's when the steal, if it's Parrish, if you're that way inclined, even though Sean a little bit earlier Sean Brady didn't believe that he'll have a great start. Ollie Wines, Port Adelaide sort of went under the radar early. They were working towards it. Their second half of the year, their last 6 or 7 weeks was huge. Well, Travis Boak take many votes off Ollie Wines. He's another player who had an outstanding season. So there are so many different ways to look at this Brownlow, and I think it leads to one of the most intriguing nights we've had on this particular night, even though it is unique. People at home,
people everywhere,
in their living rooms, a smaller crowd in the West, smaller crowd, of course, at Gabba with the Brisbane Lions there. It's weird, but I also think from an intrigue Brownlow pure sporting night, I think it's going to be one of the most fun and dramatically intriguing nights we've had in a number of years.
Yeah, so Ollie Wines, he was at $150 at the end of April, and about 4 weeks later he came into 30. So it's a huge fluctuation there. He obviously had a hot streak around that time of year, and he's continued to firm literally almost every week since then until where he is now. So he's been super consistent. He's polled in a lot of games, and when he hasn't polled, not many of his rivals have polled because he hasn't drifted really since April, which is amazing.
What's grand final week, just quickly before we get on Brownlow? What would it have been like for you, Mickey? Of course, we see the bye this year, first time ever, and I put my hand up and say I don't believe we should have a bye at all. And this is a different year this year, of course, for obvious reasons, but how would you have been having a week off leading into 2013?
It's a hard question to wrap your head around because the week, in hindsight, looking back on it, just goes. Like you click your fingers and it is all over. And it is an amazing week. It's a week built up of nervous energy, and then you get into a rhythm of your normality of the week. Like Ross Lyon and I am adamant on the fact Simon Goodwin, Luke Beveridge this week would be doing their job is huge during the week in terms of maintaining that normality. All right, having the meetings at the same time.
Is there normality? The fact that they're both in WA makes it hard to start with, and it might be a positive.
But
by the same token.
They would have had this sort of normality for the last 5 weeks since they've been away on the road. So they would be having their meetings at the same time, their training sessions at the same time, their edginess around when they're edgy, when they're releasing the brakes on everything that's going on within the week. So, can't answer on how that extra week would have added up. But I remember from a player's point, it can't come quick enough. Yeah. As soon as you finish that prelim final, get the next day, you get all of the garbage out of the way early, so get your tickets sorted, understand what you're doing with the functions. They give you all the information within the first 48 hours after that prelim. So then you can actually just really wind it back and essentially just rub out the white noise that is surrounding a big week like the.
Do you think it's good that they're both over there? Like, good for Melbourne. If they were here, the pressure would be tenfold, I would have thought.
Yeah, and I think players, like you look at the players nowadays, I feel like this new wave of players and the generation don't get caught up too much into the hype. If you look at Cody Waitman and Kasiah Pickett and these guys that are just bubbly and energetic, and Bailey Smith, these are players that nowadays, I think the more that's surrounding them and the more hype and the more energy is good. And right now, I think they'd be loving the moment. But again, I reckon they've all had moments and periods. And like, imagine this at the MCG. 2 Melbourne clubs. Melbourne haven't won a premiership for Humpty 2 years. So it's it's a lost opportunity, isn't it? But it will still be an absolutely amazing event in the West.
I think a lot of the extra exposure, and of course, if you've got a social media account, no doubt, it's really a big way of which you can have an opinion on absolutely everything. I think a lot of these younger players, because they live in the social media world, it doesn't really affect them as much when it comes to handling certain situations. Now, if you run out in front of, and they're going to, okay, 6 days' time, run out in front of 60,000 people, that the intensity of the moment is going to get them. If it's 100,000, of course, that's going to be even greater. But I think because of, 20, 25, 30 years ago where there was media, but it wasn't as much, players didn't live in the media bubble as such. You didn't see players go on TV shows, on radio shows. They didn't have any type of inner workings of the media. Today, social media amplifies it tenfold, but these players live in it in some way. So it doesn't necessarily... No, I'm sure they don't want negative press and they don't enjoy if they sometimes get it. But it also, I think, when push comes to shove, they're like, well, we live in this world. I've got 100,000 Instagram followers. Like, who cares if someone's on Twitter saying this about me or talking about it? This is the world I live.
And the best play, like the clubs and the makeup of the 22 that actually can best wipe out, that stuff will make up whatever percentage you want to put on it. But it might be 1% in the whole scheme. But it does all play. It is all in a big pot of what the week is about. And you're right, like even on the morning of the game, the club and the players that can best wipe that out, best wipe the noise out and actually say, I'm not going on Twitter or Instagram today because there's going to be snap grabs and clickbait on, hang on, who's the most important player in this game? I'm going to click on that. Where am I ranked? Well, I'm ranked 31st.
Do players do that?
Oh, absolutely. Like I talk into my own existence and circumstance, and I remember like derbies in the West. So every derby, you'd get the paper and you'd be reading the paper and they'd rank your rank of importance from 1 to 44. And you'd always be like, who's 44? Yep, Cam Sutcliffe, perfect. Cam, how are you? You're having a coffee with him? Good mate with Cam. Very good mate with Cam. And then you'd look where you are. Okay, just a little bit amped up. And that, guarantee, it'll be like clockwork, the newspapers and the media run this week, one in terms of when all of this stuff comes out. So Friday will be, or the game day will be, who is the most important player? Where are they ranking? All the little snap grabs about Laith Vandermeer, his hometown of Marupna's behind him. They've never had a premiership player. Clayton Oliver and Laith Vandermeer, both from Marupna on opposition sides. All this stuff will come out. And the players, as much as they will say, I've put my phone away and done this, they see it.
Of course they do. We were talking earlier with the umpires. Seeing the media.
Same thing.
Same thing. You can't escape it either. It's going
to lead us for a huge night. You can get involved off the Temper text machine anytime you like. 0433 98 11 16. We do it all thanks to Betfair. You can bet on Brownlow and Premiership markets your way with Betfair. Gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-858-858. Just quickly, right now, I know there's probably been very little change since 60 or 70 minutes ago since we started the coverage, Tommy, but where's the market right now for the winner?
You'd be surprised. Petraka's come in from $19 to $16.50. Jack Steele from $6.40 out about $7, so he's just got probably to his right price. Bontempelli continues to be friendless. He's out at $5.30 now. Clayton Oliver's the biggest mover. He's $3.70. Ollie Wines $3.60. So we could see Oliver start the count as favourite.
So you're saying punters see how they parade on the red carpet and think they look good, and all of a sudden have a couple of dollars on them on the exchange. Bet on Brownlow and Premiership markets. You can do it your way with Betfair. We'll get to a break. We are only about 6 or 7 minutes away from round one and kickstarting Brownlow night.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. During the lockdown, all our Melbourne stores are open for both trade and contactless pickup 7 days a week. Yes, all National Tiles Melbourne stores are open for both trade and contactless pickup 7 days a week. As best we can, National Tiles is continuing to support Melbourne's trade and retail tile buyers during the lockdown. National Tiles, trade and contactless pickup at all our Melbourne stores 7 days a week.
Join the investment platform that's anything but stock standard. Self-Wealth's $9.50 flat fee promise means more profit in your pocket. So whether you're a passive investor looking for ETFs and index funds, or looking for the power to trade in both the ASX and US markets, we've got you covered on one intuitive platform. With no percentage commission fees and the security of CHESS sponsorship, it's your access pass to safe and secure investing. Selfwealth.com.au. You make dollars, we make sense.
Serious outdoor work requires serious outdoor tools. And this season, Makita is helping you rule the outdoors. Right now, you can score yourself a free Makita brushless blower when you buy any selected Makita LXT 18V x2 brushless multifunction powerhead kit. Hurry, limited time only. Offer via online redemption. Visit makita.com.au for details. Makita, rule the outdoors.
How's your latest energy bill looking? It's time to flip the switch and experience the amazing value at Kogan Energy. Want proof? Just upload your electricity bill on koganenergy.com.au and find out how much you could be saving on Kogan's incredible energy rates. See why thousands of Aussies are already saving with Kogan Energy. Visit koganenergy.com.au. Kogan Energy, powered by PowerShop and does not operate in all areas.
Your prized BMW has been built on a reputation for excellence. It's that dedication to excellence over 35 years that has confirmed Charlie Battisti & Co. as an accredited BMW body shop. Our workshop is designed to BMW specifications, and our technicians are highly trained in the latest BMW repair techniques. Your ultimate driving machine is safe in our hands. charliebattisti.com.au, Melbourne's finest facility for the repair of prestige German vehicles.
My Racehorse has landed. Own elite horses trained by some of Australia's top trainers at an affordable price. At My Racehorse, all you need is a one-off payment. That means no ongoing training fees. With micro shares available from as low as $100 across a range of horses, download the app or visit myracehorse.com to get involved today. My Racehorse, elite racing, affordable ownership. Refer to the relevant PDS before investing. Terms and conditions at myracehorse.com.
You're listening to SEN's coverage of the 2021 AFL Brownlow medal for Betfair. Do you want better odds? Bet on Brownlow and Premiership markets and set your own odds with Betfair. Gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-858-858.
Must be excited to be here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a big night. It's been a while since I've been to one of the football industry nights, so I'm looking forward to it.
What are the favourites not thinking tonight? You've been one.
There'll be a little bit of nerves, I think, but there's plenty of players that have had great years, so whoever wins it might need a little bit of luck.
Ben, congratulations on being here tonight. How much work have you had to do to get yourself in this position? It's fantastic.
Oh, a little bit behind the scenes, but that's part of it, find ourselves in different situations along the way, so just great to be here tonight.
There you go, Ben Cousins moments ago, all thanks to Channel 7, and it's well documented, so we won't go deep into that, but good to see him. Firstly, the AFL and Ben Cousins, of course, and his representatives have obviously a fair bit of dialogue, invited him, and he's put his hand up and said, I'm going well better than looking forward to being there.
Yeah, and I know Andrew Embley quite well, and do some stuff with Andrew Embley. And he speaks quite openly about Ben's return to, I suppose, the forefront in terms of a positive light, the way he's now presenting himself. He's looking really good. And he's doing some talks. He's been out on the circuit a little bit doing those talks and well guided. And I think he's got some really good people in his corner. So it just does show the forgiveness is there, isn't it? And now, it's time for Ben to really sharpen up and continue this forward momentum that he's got going, which, from all reports, he's got going very well.
And he knows, a question there, he knows what it's like to be favoured in a Brownlow, to win a Brownlow, but also beat a Brownlow medal when there's a grand final. Was 5 days later, 6 days for the gentlemen from the Dogs and the D's tonight. We do it all thanks to Betfair. Tommy, off the text, the temper text is, of course, going nuts. 043398 1116. A question here. Now, you did mention a little bit earlier, but just a refresher. How would you set a lay trap for someone over $101, but might have a fast start?
Yeah, it's tricky that. With such a big price, because they're not really realistically going to win the Brownlow. Whereas a Petrarca might. For 101, you might look at your top 5, top 10, top 20 markets, take those at $3 or something like that for top 20 and lay at $2.50 and make money that way potentially. So if they start, someone like Taylor Walker might be top 20, big odds to get top 20, but you could back him at a big price and then set that and take the price then and set a lay trap or click a lay at much shorter, and if he gets to that, you get matched and you win either way.
Who, just looking at the Adelaide Crows, what is the market looking like when it comes to player voting and who might lead it? Because that is an interesting one. Had a great start to the year where Taylor Walker obviously, led the Coleman for the first 4 or 5 weeks. Then sort of struggled a little bit, had some okay wins or at least some okay results later in the year. Well, what's the market there?
Laird won the BNF, clearly.
He's in attendance as well, which gives an idea that I think he'll probably poll well.
He'll poll well. That is a good shout. He might be a top 20, top 10 play there. Ben Keys, well, there's a market on Betfair now without Laird. So Ben Keys, $2.18, and Taylor Walker, $1.85. Any other player, $12. So it's between Keys and Walker. I think Keys might be the value there, to be honest. I know
Paul Seedsman, All-Australian squad of 40.
He had a huge year.
Had a big year.
He had massive games when Crows lost, which probably doesn't help his case.
Yeah.
Like there's a few times where he had 33 and meters gained. He stands out.
He does.
So, but he just didn't perform in their wins. But any other player might be a bit of value there.
Oh, you can get involved anytime you like. 043398 1116. The Southern River Band. I'm not 100% across the Southern River Band. You lived in the West a little bit for a number of years. Talk to me.
Well, I'm not fully across the Southern River Band either, but I'll tell you what, any West Australian artist, they are getting a good bang for buck at the moment. And it's going to be an all-local entertainment grand final day, which makes a fair bit of sense. And
no one else can get into the state, mate, so it was really limited, but they're great.
But they have got some great talent in the West in terms of the Eskimo Joe is the one that jumps up at us, and they'll be doing how does it work? It's halftime and pre-game?
Yeah, pre-game into halftime. And they change it up each and every year. It feels like they change it up each and every year.
So Eskimo Joe are doing the pre-game and the halftime?
Yeah,
right.
Oh, they're doing whatever the main, I think it might be 2 chunks, but they're definitely doing the main act. They are the frontliners, the Eskimo Joe boys.
Better than Meatloaf?
The factor.
They're Fremantle.
I'd be better than Meatloaf. I mean, on grand final day, not necessarily in his career, just on grand final day, which I think Gil spoke about it a couple of weeks ago on a podcast.
One of the greats.
He had some concerns coming in. Just quickly, we're about to get to the start of it very shortly, and we will take all the votes live from Channel 7 over the course of your night. You can get involved, 043398 1116. So much conversation later in the year centred around where the AFL Grand Final would be, and it's really turned into a festival in these last couple of weeks in Western Australia. And the Dreamtime game being sold out in 15 minutes, no doubt, was a catalyst of this having the opportunity if the MCG in Melbourne found their troubles, which unfortunately for Melburnians, they did. You've been in Perth. It's a footy mad joint. The state loves it, mate. What would they be revelling? How would they be all just footy fans revelling in this situation?
They would be loving it. And you summed it up brilliantly. So they had the Dreamtime game, and then as soon as the finals, the initial finals were going to be played there, they jumped straight at the opportunity to get tickets and pack the joint out. They love their football. What was it? There was 12,000 general admission tickets available.
Yep.
And people that were logging on as it opened, they were 150,000.
Unbelievable.
So,
and people accidentally bought tickets to the Waffle Grand Final, which is going to have a monstrous crowd, which gets a big crowd anyway. There's always a huge crowd at the Waffle, so there'll be an extra couple of people who might head along to that as well.
Well, that'll be at Optus Stadium as well, so plenty of room for anyone that wants to go to the Waffle Grand Final. Subiaco are through, and they're just waiting on either Claremont or South Fremantle.
Best value is DeGoey to win Collingwood vote count off the text message as well. If you do seriously good homework, you can make smart money. I think that's what Ash, with his algorithm earlier in the show, suggested DeGoey when it comes to Collingwood, which for the first time in 3 or 4 years, we're not going to see a high number of black and white votes you wouldn't have thought.
No, well, DeGoey's $1.61, so Ash was pretty keen there. You can jump on. That might be value there. Taylor Adams, the clear danger at $3.85. But, the Pies pretty... they had an awful off-season, and it flowed into the season proper. They were pretty poor.
They did, absolutely. And Taylor Adams, good. They're 2 different types of players, aren't they, in terms of DeGoey's the flash that... He can have 15 minutes in a game and turn it on its head, and that can be his only real contribution to the game, but that's a 3-vote contribution because he could kick 3 goals in that 15 minutes and have 7 or 8 touches.
Interesting speed, similar to play to a Stringer. Interesting to see how Stringer polls because he won them 4 2 or 3 games late in the match.
I was about to ask the exact same thing, because what is the stringer odds there on Betfair to lead Essendon, not to necessarily win it? He's not in it.
He's any other player.
Because this is interesting, because you're right, De Goey and Stringer are similar players, and the way they can dominate for 15 minutes, and that's probably been undermining the year that Jake Stringer had, of course, but the fact is that he's got Parrish and Merritt, who a lot of people believe are going to vote really well.
And they had a good year.
Yeah, exactly. Compared to Collingwood, who don't probably have those midfielders, who are going to tear it apart over the course of the year, even though we think Adams and De Goey are their 2 main guys.
Yep, that any other player is obviously just Stringer. So basically $27 for Stringer. I can't see anyone else vying for contention there. So, yeah.
It is all happening. We're going to get very shortly to the vote count as we kickstart 2021, the Brownlow. What about Maynard, says Dave? Any love in the Betfair for Maynard?
No. Well, we've just gone in play, so they've turned off the markets here.
Okay.
So but he wasn't. He was in the any other player there. So we'll see how we go. But it looks like it's about to start here.
Oh, the Armaguard man is there. And I'll just take everyone through what just happened. So it's just for those who are in the car driving around, they've panned to every state that there's an attendance in. So Perth, obviously a big attendance, bit of buzz, bit of buzz. They've put Western Bulldogs players and Melbourne players in separate rooms to the whole shooting match. So they're cut off, they're out. So there's taking no risks there. And then from there you go to Brisbane. They've got a function at the Gabba. And then they go to the Melbourne function. And there's 3 people sitting in chairs, and there's
sitting there going
strobe lights on everywhere.
Can I have a drink?
Oh, it's a bit of a.
Do you know what the umpires are doing tonight?
Yeah, they're probably just sitting back admiring their handiwork. Hey, Gil McLaughlin's just taken the podium. Let's hear what the CEO has to say.
All elders, past, present, and emerging. We acknowledge we play our great national game on the lands of First Nations peoples across the country, and acknowledge their contribution to our code of Australian rules football and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to the 94th AFL Brownlow medal count. 12 months ago, I said our event would look a little different, and at that time I would never have imagined we would be once again spread around the country. This season, new challenges presented themselves, and we have come a long way to reach this point. 198 home and away matches completed, all while navigating through lockdowns, border closures, week by week fixtures, planes being turned around, and now a grand final being played in the city of Perth, Basel City. Our players deserve our gratitude for their devotion to their craft and to ensuring there was a game for our supporters. And despite all its twists and turns, it has been one of the most remarkable and rewarding seasons of all time. And for the player, or maybe even players, that are recognised tonight as the fairest and best in the competition for the season, the 2021 Brownlow medal will be one of the all-time great individual achievements. So, to all the players in contention tonight, I wish you the best of luck as we award football's highest individual accolade. This evening I'll be joined on stage by AFL Executive General Manager Football and General Counsel Andrew Dillon, and AFL Executive General Manager Commercial and Customer Kylie Rogers. I want to thank our clubs, our players, their partners, our fans for their unwavering support, and congratulate the Melbourne and Western Bulldogs football clubs for making the Toyota AFL Grand Final. This season has been a bigger challenge, a longer challenge, a tougher challenge. Not just for football, but for the entire community. And for those who play or love our game at every level, right across our football community, I have a simple message. Please go and get vaccinated so we can once more unite as families, as friends, as work colleagues, as footy fans, as neighbours, as communities, as one. Have an amazing night, everyone, and good luck to all.
Clayton was a great kid. He was a beautiful little boy with a great little jolly personality.
Marcus was quiet, unassuming, but probably confident.
And he liked every sport you could play.
Jack loved his football. He had a ball in his hand from when he was very little. He did take a footy to bed with him. Little Sharon.
Anything with a ball. He was either bouncing a ball, hitting a ball.
Wherever he went, he slept with it, he carried it everywhere. We couldn't go anywhere without a football.
Christian, always very, very happy, enthusiastic.
Very energetic.
Good fun to have around.
Ollie is the third child. Blonde-headed, big boy. You could have called him Bam Bam.
Richo was his favourite. Pretend to be Richo in the backyard. Yep. Kicking the ball himself, definitely, with his own commentary.
His poor sister often would walk around the corner and unbeknownst to her, she would be tackled from nowhere onto the tiles. And you'd hear screams, "Mum, Jack's tackling me again."
He was always one that dived in and got his head down in the ground, and you're like, oh, God, run, Darcy.
Well, his hobbies were sport and sport and sport.
Clayton would say, "Mum, can you come and have a kick with me?" He always liked me to lead, so he could kick to the spot. I had to keep leading until it was like friggin' cows had come home.
Paid off in the end.
I think when he got to about 15 or 16, because you talk with all the other parents, they'd come up to him and say, look, they wouldn't be surprised if he plays AFL. I was his coach.
And they had to be there, I don't know, about 45 minutes before the game.
Once he got there 5 minutes before the game, he slept over to his friend's place. He rocked in and he said, "Sorry, Dad, where am I playing?" And I said, "You're starting on the bench." And all the parents...
No, put him on.
Put him on, put him on. And here comes Petrarca again. He's super competitive. Doesn't matter if you're shooting baskets or, we talk about Tommy, who's 7 years younger than him. He won't let him beat him.
He wanted to learn how to shear, and I just said to him, I think, you got a better career than learn how to shear and do what I do.
He's working at the local hotel washing dishes, and he's come home one Saturday night and said, "What shift you work next week?" "Oh, I'm not working. I quit." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Oh, I'm going to play AFL footy." I said, "Aren't you on the backup man?" He said, "No."
I think Ollie's biggest strength is his heart, a bit like Farlap, I suppose. Big heart, he's a stayer.
Harry's again.
You pinch yourself because you never expect that to happen to your own farm boy.
Bonapelli! If you ask me, I hope he wins it. I want him to win one for himself. He deserves one. Still stay down!
We're just super proud. It seems like a dream come true.
There's Wines. Snap from the stop. He's got it!
There are many best players, but if Ollie won that award, I would say he is the fairest player that I know.
Is there nothing this young man can't do? I think if you're a good person in the community and a good person to other people, well, it makes your mum and dad very proud. Petrarca! He's done it!
Just fulfil his dreams and get the cup this year, please.
Oh, he's got it, Chloe!
Extremely proud.
Yeah.
Extremely proud.
He is having some sort of a year.
He hasn't changed. He's just Darce to us.
Bontempelli's so brilliant. There it is.
As long as he's happy and enjoying it, we'll be happy.
So nervous players and equally nervous parents all watching on from all around the country tonight. And nervous? Well, why not? So many hours driving their sons to training and to games, watching and supporting in the rain and the cold, nursing the injuries that came and then consoling when the results they'd all hoped for didn't. In terms of this year's Brownlow medal count, it is the most open in years.
Wines, they've got 5. Gives it to Petrarca, round the corner. Walsh, beautiful sidestep. Oliver.
So whose boy will be judged the league's fairest and best? Let's talk about a few, and we may well miss the winner.
He's been a star for them this year.
Glenn and Ange will be hoping it's Darcy. He's found the football more than he ever has. Became an All-Australian for the first time, won the medal on Anzac Day, Dreamtime, and in the country game. Winchelsea would be roaring if he salutes.
Incredible goal!
What a start to the most exciting week it would be for Demons fans if Christian Petrarca was to win. Track has been one of the reasons why Melbourne supporters have been able to smile so wide and feel so good so often this year.
That's typical Petrarca.
Sam Walsh, one of the game's most humble guys. Sam burst onto the AFL scene 3 years ago. He says getting to play in the AFL still feels like a dream. He arrived with the weight that a number one draft pick carries, but he's always played like he's never felt its burden. A rising star in his debut year, why not a Brownlow in his third?
He is a goer.
Marcus Bontempelli, a Tigers fan as a kid, pure Bulldog now. Their captain, their present, their future. Another year of playing, another year of excellence. How proud Carlo and Geraldine and his three sisters will be as they watch from afar as this week unfolds.
Bontempelli won't miss.
And what about St Jack? He never wanted to leave the Giants, but he's become one at St Kilda. His year, like his career, just got better and better the longer it went. Stuart and Joanne, they'll be watching on from Canberra, hoping their boy storms home in the count as he's expected to.
The skipper with a jump for joy.
And then there's the player they called Clary. It was a junior coach who called him Clarence, unsure of his name. Clarence became Clary, and it stuck. He grew up idolising a Brownlow medalist, Michael Voss. Maybe tonight he becomes one. We just heard from Michelle and Steve, Clayton's parents. Steve was his biggest influence as a kid and coached him at Echuca. Steve also coached Ollie Wines, or Bam Bam, as his mum Jane called him. What a year he's had. He's the favourite tonight, but only just.
Here is Wines.
Ollie's an Echuca boy too. He played football with Clayton's brother Mitch. His best mates with Jack Viney. They grew up together and then debuted against each other. Football's funny like that. Mates become opponents, strangers become teammates, and then best of mates. And these clubs we love are filled with these young men who come from these wonderful families. And tonight, as they always have, their families will be proudly watching on. The footy family is like few others. And footy's a small world at times, but for the winner tonight, their world changes forever. So good luck to you all. And now, let's go all the way back to round one.
Tigers fans had double vision on opening night as two flags were unfurled, followed by a familiar-looking Dusty show. It was a rough round one for umpires and fans.
Crowd surfing.
An old Brownlow man was ruled out of this year's medal, while a knee injury put Matt Rowell back on the sidelines. James Rowe's debut.
He's going nuts already.
Provided a magic moment for proud dad Stephen in the radio box. Adam Treloar's winning beginning at the Bulldogs came with the unlikely blessing from Pies fans. Facing a 40-point deficit.
Hawthorn back in front.
The Hawks overhauled the Bombers.
They find a way.
The Swans stunned last year's prelim finalists, and the reigning Wooden Spooners dished up an almighty upset over the grand finalists.
Stand up like Matthew Nix and roll like you never have before.
Round one, Richmond v Carlton. Richmond, J Graham, 1 vote. Carlton, S Walsh, 2 votes. Richmond, D Martin, 3 votes. Collingwood v Western Bulldogs. Western Bulldogs, J McRae, 1 vote. Western Bulldogs, M Bontempelli, 2 votes. Western Bulldogs, B Smith, 3 votes. Melbourne v Fremantle. Melbourne, S May, 1 vote. Melbourne, T McDonald, 2 votes. Melbourne, C Oliver, 3 votes. Adelaide v Geelong. Adelaide, B Keys, 1 vote. Adelaide, R Laird, 2 votes. Adelaide, T Walker, 3 votes. Essendon v Hawthorn. Essendon, Z Merritt, 1 vote. Hawthorn, J O'Meara, 2 votes. Essendon, S Draper, 3 votes. Brisbane v Sydney. Sydney, T Hickey, 1 vote. Sydney, E Goulden, 2 votes. Sydney, C Mills, 3 votes. North Melbourne v Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide, D Houston, 1 vote. Port Adelaide, O Wines, 2 votes. Port Adelaide, T Boak, 3 votes. GWS v St Kilda. St Kilda, J Gresham, 1 vote. GWS, J Hopper, 2 votes. St Kilda, T Membry, 3 votes. West Coast v Gold Coast. West Coast, T. Barras, 1 vote. West Coast, D. Sheed, 2 votes. West Coast, O. Allen, 3 votes.
For the first time in over a year, Buddy was back.
Buddy's got 3.
Michael Gibbons' dribbler defied physics.
Dribbles it. Early contender.
But the Pies had all the answers.
Adams, no way!
No love was lost between Geelong and Brisbane, as the Cats survived a late no call.
Didn't handle or kick it.
To win by a point. Dubbed a Spuds game, emotions ran high when St Kilda and Melbourne honoured Danny Frawley. Andrew Brayshaw.
Oh, he goose-stepped beautifully.
Was selling candy.
Shake and bake, magnificent.
Liam was flying.
Ryan over the top.
And running.
One way, back the other. Liam Ryan's got it.
But the brilliant Bont led the Dogs to a stunning last-minute win.
To seal the game, he's got it.
Round 2, Carlton v Collingwood. Collingwood, T. Adams, 1 vote. Collingwood, D. Moore, 2 votes. Collingwood, J. Crisp, 3 votes. Geelong v Brisbane. Brisbane, H. McCluggage, 1 vote. Geelong, C. Guthrie, 2 votes. Geelong, J. Selwood, 3 votes. Sydney v Adelaide. Adelaide, T. Walker, 1 vote. Sydney, T. Hickey, 2 votes. Sydney, J. Kennedy, 3 votes. Port Adelaide v Essendon. Port Adelaide, Z. Butters, 1 vote. Port Adelaide, D. Houston, 2 votes. Port Adelaide, O. Wines, 3 votes. St Kilda v Melbourne. Melbourne, K. Pickett, 1 vote. Melbourne, C. Petraka, 2 votes. Melbourne, C. Oliver, 3 votes. Gold Coast v North Melbourne. Gold Coast, T. Miller, 1 vote. Gold Coast, B. Ellis, 2 votes. Gold Coast, N. Anderson, 3 votes. Hawthorn v Richmond. Richmond, J. Rewalt, 1 vote. Richmond, D. Prestia, 2 votes. Richmond, D. Martin, 3 votes. Western Bulldogs v West Coast. West Coast, N. Natanui, 1 vote. Western Bulldogs, J. McRae, 2 votes. Western Bulldogs, M. Bontempelli, 3 votes. Fremantle v GWS. Fremantle, S. Swikowski, 1 vote. Fremantle, A. Brayshaw, 2 votes. Fremantle, D. Mundy, 3 votes.
Well, each of the last...
All thanks to Channel 7, couple of rounds in the books. And, Tommy, we'll go to Betfair first because straight up the big guns go bang. 6 for Oliver, 5 for Wines and 5 for Bont.
Yeah, amazing, isn't it? Oliver, $3.30. Wines, $3.15. Bontempelli firmed a little bit at $4.10. They've been the 3 that have started off very well. For those top 5 or leader after round 5, Walker only getting 1 vote in round 2 might have hurt you a little bit. But... yeah, Wines has polled really well. Oliver was expected to get 1 or 2, potentially round 1. He polled the 3-3, so perfect start.
Mickey Barlow, anything for you that's taken your eye early?
Yeah, the Oliver one's interesting, isn't it? So for round 1 and 2, he's just jumped out of the blocks, 35 possession, 37. So fast start, picks it up. Ollie Wines might have snuck one. Or 2 actually in round 1, of which they weren't expecting. But early days and all very exciting, and the buzz around the rooms in which they are all in is palpable.
And Errol, our man from Sydney.
He got the 2
on
votes
debut.
On debut.
How do you feel about that, mate?
He had a nice game there.
He had a very good game.
He did have a nice game. But
you're still filthy about your first game. So.
I thought it's just you got to do your apprenticeship. Errol didn't have to. So well done to Errol.
Nice start. We are getting into it all thanks to Channel 7. We'll get back to the votes very shortly. You can get involved on a temper text 0433 98 11 16. All thanks to Betfair. 6 for Oliver, 5 for Wines and the Bont in the first 2 rounds.
AFL Victoria loves the game, not the odds. They stand alongside all 10 Victorian AFL clubs and more than 400 local clubs across Victoria that are protecting young people from sports betting promotion. To find out more, visit lovethegame.vic.gov.au.
Hello, I'm Roy Sanderson from RJ Sanderson and Associates. Is 2021 a time to consider appointing a new tax agent for you or your business? Take the stress out of tax and contact rjsanderson.com.au.
For almost 40 years, the legendary Spitwater pressure cleaner has been hard at work every single day across Australia. In mines, on farms, in workshops, in floods, droughts and fires. It's been as tough and as ready and as ruggedly reliable as you've been all those years. But we were ready for a makeover, so we've got a new look. We're still the same brand and the same people you've relied on for decades. Want to see the new Spitwater? Call 1-800-SPITWATER now or go to spitwater.com.au.
Being at the greatest events on the sporting calendar is what makes sport fans tick. And to witness the biggest sporting moments in Australia, Ballpark Entertainment can get you there. AFL, NRL, horse racing, soccer, basketball, cricket, boutique events and more. Ticketing, corporate suites and money can't buy experiences. Get the best access to the best sporting events with Ballpark Entertainment. Making memories. Ballparkentertainment.com.au.
What does the Stockdale and Lego real estate journey sound like? It starts with a, or even a, soon it's, and before you know it,
Sold! Congratulations!
you see, to us, we see more than just property. Your local Stockies office is owned and operated by the same people helping you buy or sell your home. It's more than just a job. We work harder and longer to get the result you want. So, start your journey today at stockdalelego.com.au.
I always wanted kids. Having a family was the dream. I guess I just never found the right person to do it with. For a while, it did really upset me. But then I thought, you know what? I can do it on my own. So
What happens next is up to you, because the only way her story continues is with you. Donate sperm at Monash IVF and make the dream of having a family more than just a dream. Visit monashivf.com today.
I'm Lindy Morrison, former drummer of the Go-Betweens. And if you're like me and driving less these days, APIA's comprehensive car insurance rewards you with a drive less, pay less discount on your premiums.
Call APIA on 13 50 50 for a quote today. APIA. Get set, go. APIA is an authorised representative of AAI Limited, the product issuer. Most optional covers are not discounted. Limits, exclusions and conditions apply. Before buying this insurance, read the PDS. Contact us for a copy.
You're listening to SEN's coverage of the 2021 AFL Brownlow medal for Betfair. Do you want better odds? Bet on Brownlow and Premiership markets and set your own odds with Betfair. Gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-858-858.
Rounds 1 and 2 in the books. Brownlow medal 2021. All thanks to Betfair. Bet on Brownlow and Premiership markets your way with Betfair. Gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-858-858. Off the Temper text machine right now. Big fella's got Dusty or Oliver to be leading after round 5. Well, he's had a nice start because Clayton Oliver 3-3, as did Dustin Martin. Marcus Bontempelli went 2-3. He's on 5, as has Ollie Wines. Travis Boak got the 3 to kickstart Port Adelaide's year. The Exchange is doing what right now, Tommy?
Yeah, the top 3, mainly the top 2, have continued to firm from about 20 minutes ago. Wines into $2.80. You can lay him at $3.05. Clayton Oliver, $3. So Wines obviously came out to a good start. He polled round 1 where there was a question mark whether he would or not. And round 2, he's got 3. So he's been at the firmer. Clayton Oliver probably a little bit better. We couldn't have done any more, 3-3, but he's probably, he's firmed significantly on the back of that. So $3.05 for him.
Let's get back to Channel 7 as we head towards round 3 in the votes.
A 75-point Bombers win wasn't quite enough to get the coach smiling.
Almost some emotion from Benny. Come on track.
But there was no holding back Blues fans. When Eddie celebrated 200 games as a Blue.
It's 5 for Eddie, and Eddie wins.
The Flying Eagle.
He's always flying.
Had another contender.
But he just hung there.
It was a familiar finish to the Hawthorn and Geelong Easter Monday match.
Clark's a running machine.
With the Cats finding just enough legs to outrun the old enemy.
Absolutely brilliant.
While the fate of the Lions and Pies match,
Every boy dreams of this.
rested with Zach Bailey after the siren.
He's got it. Brisbane have won. Wow. What about that?
Round 3. Collingwood v Brisbane. Brisbane, D. Rich, 1 vote. Collingwood, B. Grundy, 2 votes. Collingwood, S. Pendlebury, 3 votes. North Melbourne v Western Bulldogs. Western Bulldogs, J. Dunkley, 1 vote. Western Bulldogs, A. Trelaw, 2 votes. Western Bulldogs, J. Bruce, 3 votes. Adelaide v Gold Coast. Adelaide, R. Sloan, 1 vote. Adelaide, B. Smith, 2 votes. Adelaide, T. Walker, 3 votes. Richmond v Sydney. Sydney, T. Hickey, 1 vote. Sydney, T. Papley, 2 votes. Sydney, C. Mills, 3 votes. Essendon v St Kilda. Essendon, C. Hooker, 1 vote. Essendon, J. Ridley, 2 votes. Essendon, D. Parrish, 3 votes. West Coast v Port Adelaide. West Coast, T. Kelly, 1 vote. West Coast, A. Gaff, 2 votes. West Coast, N. Natanui, 3 votes. Carlton v Fremantle. Carlton, S. Walsh, 1 vote. Carlton, P. Cripps, 2 votes. Carlton, H. McKay, 3 votes. GWS v Melbourne. GWS, Toby Green, 1 vote. Melbourne, C. Petraka, 2 votes. Melbourne, M. Gawn, 3 votes. Geelong v Hawthorn. Geelong, M. O'Connor, 1 vote. Hawthorn, J. O'Meara, 2 votes. Geelong, C. Guthrie, 3 votes.
With goal number 950, Buddy sealed the deal for the unbeaten Swans.
Swans fans delighted. Buddy perfect.
And the D's were sitting pretty.
Rich Wise, big grab.
At 4-0. An 8-goal Saint surge left the Eagles stunned.
The Saints are in heaven. They have produced an inspirational comeback.
Trailing the defending champs with minutes to go.
That's a mark to Gray.
Port's Iceman once again stepped up.
That's pretty good. That's damn good.
We've seen Eddie do this before.
What can he do from there? That's what he can do.
But Joe Danaher's act of brilliance
Might go behind.
seemed to even surprise himself.
Oh, my goodness.
Round 4, Sydney v Essendon. Sydney, C. Warner, 1 vote. Essendon, Z. Merritt, 2 votes. Sydney, L. Parker, 3 votes. Port Adelaide v Richmond. Port Adelaide, T. Boak, 1 vote. Richmond, T. Cochin, 2 votes. Port Adelaide, A. Alir, 3 votes. Western Bulldogs v Brisbane. Western Bulldogs, A. Trelaw, 1 vote. Western Bulldogs, J. McRae, 2 votes. Western Bulldogs, T. English, 3 votes. St Kilda v West Coast. St Kilda, B. Crouch, 1 vote. St Kilda, M. King, 2 votes. St Kilda, J. Steele, 3 votes. Gold Coast v Carlton. Gold Coast, N. Anderson, 1 vote. Carlton, S. Doherty, 2 votes. Carlton, S. Walsh, 3 votes. Collingwood v GWS. GWS, T. Taranto, 1 vote. GWS, Toby Green, 2 votes. GWS, C. Ward, 3 votes. North Melbourne v Adelaide. Adelaide, R. Laird, 1 vote. Adelaide, L. Scholl, 2 votes. Adelaide, R. O'Brien, 3 votes. Melbourne v Geelong. Melbourne, M. Gawn, 1 vote. Melbourne, J. Viney, 2 votes. Melbourne, C. Petraka, 3 votes. Fremantle v Hawthorn. Fremantle, S. Darcy, 1 vote. Fremantle, D. Mundy, 2 votes. Hawthorn, T. Mitchell, 3 votes.
So Tom Mitchell smiling, so too Sam Walsh. Christian Petrarca, second best haul in his history, 20 votes last year. Tex Walker, 20 goals after 4 rounds. He's on top with Christian. Let's get to last year's winner, Lachie Neale. Lock, a lot different from last year, the hottest of...
Well, they talked to Lachie Neale before we get to round 5 as we look at the Betfair exchange right now. Tommy, what's it saying is Petrarca and Walker lead Martin, Mills and Oliver.
Well, Petrarca into $9.60. Now, that was a huge round 4. Clayton Oliver, what do you have? 34 possessions, no goals. Petrarca had 36 and 2, but didn't poll Ollie, Clayton. So that was a huge game. You might see him drift on the back of that a little bit.
Mickey Boy, as we're 4 rounds into this, what are you thinking?
I just saw Sam Walsh get a 3-voter with 24 possessions, 89 Supercoach points. So he was a bit stiff on a couple of his really hot games earlier. We got 2 and a 1. So maybe just married up there with a 3. He only got the 1 coach's vote in the game that he got the 3. So He's picked one up, so he's on 6 votes and going very well. Really good start by Mills from Sydney on 6 votes. Luke Parker yet to poll, from my understanding.
I think he might have, Lukey Parker might have a couple early, but great
fire
start.
is round 4, no votes with 32 possessions and a goal for Luke Parker. Yeah, so he's on a couple.
Betfair, Mills and Marsh, 2 interesting ones. Mills and Walsh, rather. I'll start with Mills because he has had a nice start. Is there any money coming for it? In fact, hold that thought. We'll go to round 5 here.
Big men were on a high. Jack honoured his cousin with 5 goals in Maddie's match. The rising Oscar Allen bagged 5. Charlie Dixon made it look easy.
Like picking an apple off a tree.
And Joe Danaher enjoyed a night out against his old mates at the Bombers. Lockie Murphy's spin move was a hit with Crows fans.
Brilliant spin and one of the goals of the season.
And the last lap for Harry Taylor and Gary Ablett had the Cats faithful on their feet. While Josh Kelly's well-timed goal,
The timing was perfect. With grace, it's Kelly.
was the match winner in the Sydney Derby.
Round 5, St Kilda v Richmond. Richmond J Rewalt 1 vote. Richmond S Bolton 2 votes. Richmond T Nankervis 3 votes. West Coast v Collingwood. West Coast J Redden 1 vote. West Coast J Darling 2 votes. West Coast O Allen 3 votes. Western Bulldogs v Gold Coast. Western Bulldogs A Treloar 1 vote. Western Bulldogs J Dunkley 2 votes. Western Bulldogs M Bontempelli 3 votes. Sydney v GWS. GWS Tom Green 1 vote. Sydney L Franklin 2 votes. GWS J Hopper 3 votes. Carlton v Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide K Amon 1 vote. Port Adelaide T Boat 2 votes. Port Adelaide O Wines 3 votes. Brisbane v Essendon. Brisbane J Danaher 1 vote. Brisbane J Lyons 2 votes. Brisbane L Neal 3 votes. Adelaide v Fremantle. Fremantle M Taberner 1 vote. Fremantle L Ryan 2 votes. Fremantle A Brayshaw 3 votes. Hawthorn v Melbourne. Hawthorn J O'Meara 1 vote. Melbourne C Oliver 2 votes. Melbourne M Gorn 3 votes. Geelong v North Melbourne. Geelong T Stewart 1 vote. North Melbourne B Cunnington 2 votes. Geelong B Parfitt 3 votes.
Anzac Day. And 78,000 fell silent at the G. But after Anthony McDonald, Tip and Woody danced around the boundary, Pies fans soon found their voice.
Boy, that's really upset a few Collingwood fans here.
42 possessions earned Darcy Parish the Anzac Medal. And on Anzac Eve,
I actually don't know who the winner is.
honours eventually went to Christian Petrarca.
Oh, Petrarca!
It was a grand night for the D's and Nathan Jones, who celebrated 300 games.
Pretty moment that is. What a night for Melbourne.
Jack Higgins was on target,
He makes the impossible possible.
as was Liam Stocker.
He's kicked the goal. He's kicked the goal of the year at the wrong end there.
If only he was going the other way. Riley Thilthorpe kicked 5 goals on debut.
Philthorpe, how good is this kid?
Jeremy Cameron was an instant hit in his first game in hoops.
Oh, they've had Gazza. Now they got Jezza.
While Mitch Duncan
Duncan to really light up Caninia Park. Has it got the legs?
sent coaches and commentators into a frenzy.
I reckon it has.
Round 6, GWS v Western Bulldogs. GWS J Hopper 1 vote. Western Bulldogs M Bontempelli 2 votes. Western Bulldogs A Treloar 3 votes. Geelong v West Coast. Geelong J Henry 1 vote. Geelong M Duncan 2 votes. Geelong L Henderson 3 votes. Gold Coast v Sydney. Sydney J Kennedy 1 vote. Gold Coast B King 2 votes. Gold Coast N Anderson 3 votes. Carlton v Brisbane. Carlton H Mackay 1 vote. Brisbane H McCluggage 2 votes. Carlton S Walsh 3 votes. Melbourne v Richmond. Melbourne C Salem 1 vote. Melbourne J. Lever, 2 votes. Melbourne, C. Petrarca, 3 votes. Fremantle v North Melbourne. Fremantle, N. Fife, 1 vote. Fremantle, C. Sarong, 2 votes. Fremantle, D. Mundy, 3 votes. Hawthorn v Adelaide. Hawthorn, J. O'Meara, 1 vote. Adelaide, B. Keys, 2 votes. Hawthorn, J. Kajitsky, 3 votes. Collingwood v Essendon. Essendon, Z. Merritt, 1 vote. Essendon, A. McDonald Tipungwuti, 2 votes. Essendon, D. Parish, 3 votes. Port Adelaide v St Kilda. Port Adelaide, D. Houston, 1 vote. Port Adelaide, T. Boak, 2 votes. Port Adelaide, O. Wines, 3 votes.
So good. So Ollie Wines, 6 votes from the last 2 rounds. It's been
All thanks to Channel 7. We're 6 rounds in. Wines on 11. Bontempelli 10 with Petrarca. Walsh 9. Got 3 there in a 3-goal loss. Boak with 8. Mundy 8. Oliver 8. Noah Anderson, Gawn and Chalor all on 7. On Betfair, what's happening right now on the exchange?
Yeah, well, Wines is obviously firm, pretty firm. Sam Walsh, the big mover here, is polled. I don't know how he's polled, to be honest. He's polled in losses. He's done well. He's firmed into $12, so he's the big mover. It's plenty happening.
Any thoughts right now, Mickey Barlow? Sam Walsh is the big one.
Sam Walsh, yeah, great start. And he's injured. Oh, no, so that's Travis Boak injured next. Sam Walsh is super consistent. So
he's expected to poll next round too.
Yeah, so all of Carlton's losses, that was a big result. Against Brisbane, they lose the game by 4 goals and they get the 1 vote and the 3 votes. Darcy Parish picks up the 3 votes in the Anzac Day game, which he got the medal. So an interesting watch on these awarded games of where do the umpires go with the same as.
And you say they don't know. You said this earlier in the show.
They know.
Christian Petrarca got the award. He got the 3 as well in that game against Richmond in the Anzac Eve.
Yeah.
And there was a bit of controversy around that at the time, wasn't it?
Well, the person giving it out didn't know, went to the microphone and didn't know who was handing it over to.
And then she said, it's Christian.
Yeah.
And Christian Salem played pretty well as well.
Yes.
He got the 1 vote in that match. So I'm just tidying up all the little...
you're all over this.
Corner.
You don't miss a beat. Look, obviously the big names, Callum Mills, he's got 6 at the moment as well. Parish on 6. McRae, few Western Bulldogs texter early on the temper text machine on 5 as Will. And Jack Steele only on the 3 votes after the first 6 rounds.
Yeah, we expected that, but he'll come home like a train. But Mickey?
Noah Anderson, 7 votes, and all the spruik was around Tuke Miller. So he will, it was essentially 1 horse race to see who got the most votes for the Suns. But a 7-vote start for Noah Anderson makes that at least somewhat interesting.
And your Andrew Brayshaw started well for you, mate?
No surprises to me. I was very bullish on that. Mundy's on 8. I think Andy Brayshaw can track Mundy down and be the highest vote getter for Fremantle.
0433 98 11 16. The temper text machine is open. We're going to squeeze a breakaway. There's going to be plenty more on the other side of this. Brownlow night after 6 rounds. As it stands right now, Marcus Bontempelli, Petrarca and Walsh headline the leaderboard.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. During the lockdown, all our Melbourne stores are open for both trade and contactless pickup 7 days a week. Yes, all National Tiles Melbourne stores are open for both trade and contactless pickup 7 days a week. As best we can, National Tiles is continuing to support Melbourne's trade and retail tile buyers during the lockdown. National Tiles, trade and contactless pickup at all our Melbourne stores 7 days a week.
I've been talking about the amazing Spinalese pillow for ages, and now after years of research, Spinalese have just released the amazing new Spinalese mattress, featuring an amazing button to change the firmness for any body, shape, size and weight. Plus a new mattress overlay to make your current mattress luxurious, and the Spinalese back support to add proper customisable comfort and support, all featuring the latest comfort technology and 100% Australian made. See the new Spinalese mattress at spinaleze.com.au.
Hi, my name is Michael McGarvey. I'm a senior coordinator and my role is an extremely fast-paced and challenging role. However, it is a very rewarding role that I love and I'm proud to do.
At Tobin Brothers Funerals, our people are our strength. They're always there to assist client families in their absolute time of need. Find out more at tobinbrothers.com.au. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Master Builders Victoria fights hard for the Victorian building and construction sector. As a member, you'll access free legal, contract, OH&S and industrial relations support and exclusive industry training opportunities. You'll shine at member-only events and industry award celebrations. Membership with Master Builders Victoria delivers, and it costs you from just $1.40 a day. Master Builders Victoria, can you afford not to be a member? Join today at mbav.com.au.
Up, down, turn it around. There is nothing like a crown. For picking it up and putting it down. Place it here or take it there. Low to the ground or high in the air. Hop on the stack, worry now. If you want it off the ground, there is nothing like a crown. For picking it up and putting it down.
Call 131 604 or visit crown.com.
Real estate's changing. More and more, it feels like a lot of the advice my dad gave me is irrelevant now. You know, stuff like fix the kitchen, paint covers all problems, pay good commission for a great agent. Sorry, Dad. We went with My Auction instead, Melbourne's first DIY auction agency. For a modest fixed fee, they coordinate marketing for your property, attract buyers, and auction your home. For zero commission, visit myauctionmelbourne.com.au.
You're listening to SEN's coverage of the 2021 AFL Brownlow medal for Betfair. Do you want better odds? Bet on Brownlow and Premiership markets and set your own odds with Betfair. Gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-858-858.
Come Luke, Mickey Barlow, Tom Haylock from Betfair as we work our way through the Brownlow 2021 6 rounds in. You can get involved anytime on the exchange and on the Temper text machine as well. Michael and Salter Point. Interesting that Found Parish usually have to have a strong previous season to get noticed. We spoke about this. If you win, I still say if you win the medal in a big game, of which he won 3 this year, he'll definitely get the 3. Mickey Barlow's not sold on the fact that the umpires know who wins the medal, but he does on most things.
They're on track now, aren't they? They are right on track. So, yeah, you're right. Darcy Parish, fast start and going nicely. So it's all shaping up. All the big guns out of the gates really quickly.
Petrarca's done all right, but he's drifted. He was $26 now on the exchange, and he started okay.
Well, Clayton Oliver's coming up for a patch of 5 irresistible games from round 8 to round 12 before the bye for Melbourne. He is red hot.
And look, we spoke in the first hour with Ash Walls as well and his algorithm, and he spoke about off a couple of text questions about who will poll the most as a team. If you have a look at this, Oliver on 8, Petrarca on 10, Max Gawn on 7. He suggested the teams that traditionally win the most games are the ones that get the most votes. In early days, it seems like the D's are being able to poll. And it's their big guns as well, as Mickey Barlow just mentioned. All right, Betfair, what's happening on the exchange right now? What's the action?
Yeah, Ollie Wines, $3. We've reached $1 million matched on the market so far. So there you go. That's a big milestone. Ollie Wines, $3. Clayton Oliver, $4. Bontempelli, he's about to come into some action. He's a bit of money for him around recently as well. So they're expecting him to poll in the next 3 or 4 rounds. So he'll go through a hot patch here. Steele's firmed a little bit, and Petrarca, as I said, is the big drifter so far. Surprisingly, a little bit, considering he's polled about right.
What is Jack Steele right now?
Jack Steele's
3.
He's on 3 votes. What are the odds?
$6.40.
So he hasn't. So that slow start, which is predicted by many, and including the algorithm that Ash had, hasn't affected it at all.
No, so people are too smart, aren't they? Sam Walsh, $15. He's firmed a little bit. Obviously, a hot start polling in losses, as we said.
All right, we're about to go back to Channel 7 because it's almost goal of the year time. Who wins? You got to pick it. Bontempelli, Sarong, 3 of the contenders.
I'm wearing my purple.
You are?
I'm actually wearing my purple jumper.
Yeah, you
tonight.
most certainly are. You got double up.
Caleb Sarong in that Derby win. Great goal.
It was big win. I think the first one they'd won since you would have played in one.
Yeah, they hadn't won one since 2015, and they won the second time around this year. So big drought.
Yeah, I think the ball was in the 3rd row before Sarong got it, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was out. And there was one earlier in the year, the Michael Gibbons goal from the pocket. Again, he kicked it from the grandstand.
It's funny, if you go back over the course of the years, I'm sure there's always a very close call. Let's get back to the Channel 7 coverage for goal of the year.
3 unbelievable goals across season 2021. But how good's that? A kick after the siren to win the game for your side? It must be a pretty special feeling.
Unbelievable, Abby. As a kid in the backyard, you dream of kicking a goal after the siren, and we got to see 3 of them this year.
We did. Very, very lucky. But there were 4,575 six-pointers kicked this year. Some from the boundary, some from outside 50, and some from dead in front. So let's take a look at the nominees for Goal of the Year.
Keziah Pickett, Melbourne.
Keziah Pickett, look at the moves, look at the twist, look at the turn. Cousins! There's a dozen years of that sort of skill in front of that man, Keziah Pickett.
Marcus Bontempelli, Western Bulldogs.
Rushing through Bontempelli. Couldn't kick it from there, could he? He could not kick it from there. His momentum's going the wrong way. Wow, that is not possible.
Caleb Sarong, Fremantle. Got through the tackle. Magically got through to Sarong. He got down. He got up again. Oh! You've got every right to be amazed. So wrong, so right.
And the winner is Caleb Sarong.
And still stays in this run on the line. Cherridging it forward. Crone got through the tackle. Magically got it through to Sarong. He got down. He got up again. Oh! You've got every right to be amazed. So wrong, so right. You might ask how. I'm not sure we can answer.
He only had half a step to actually settle himself and kick it around the corner.
Congratulations, Caleb. Goal of the year. It was an incredible effort from the boundary, a Western Derby, as we know. Rivalries are tough over here in the West, but a critical point in the game, and you slotted it. Talk us through it.
Yeah, I don't think much was going through my head when I was in that situation. I was just, got up as quick as I could and smacked it on the boot. So I think it was more of a fluke than anything, but yeah, pretty glad it went through.
Seb, a rising star, now goal of the year. What else can we expect from you?
Oh, hopefully a flag next year for the Dockers. So.
Congratulations. Goal of the year to Caleb Sarong. Very well deserved. Go and enjoy the rest of your night. And for now, Hamish McLaughlin, we'll go back to you.
Thanks, Abby. Thanks, Nat. Well done, Caleb and Hutto. Terrific call. Josh?
Nat's hair, always good. Yeah, he's looking sharp. He's got looking good for the night, so very nice.
You're about to make your move on the count?
Yeah, well, I hope so. Yet to poll yet. Hopsy's done very well, so we'll see.
This is the leaderboard so far. You've played on all of these players. Give us a thought, a word.
Yeah, I mean, Wines, he obviously just racks up the footy contest after contest, works really hard inside and outside. Bonts, he's got the ability to go forward, hit the scoreboard, but so clean around the stoppage, doesn't need heaps of the footy to impact the game. Christian, same thing, just he's an absolute beast on the inside, can also go forward and kick goals. So these next two guys, absolute workhorses. So Walshy, not surprised that he's doing so well. He's coming to the league, and I think his work rate has got him to where he is now. And Boakey and Mundy, longevity, these guys still playing unbelievable footy, and it's pretty impressive to see.
Can you see yourself doing remarkable things in season 15 and 17?
I mean, I hope so. If I can be, I think we all aspire to be like these guys, to be doing what they're doing at their stage of their careers. So it's a full credit to them, and I think we've still got more to come.
Who do you think wins it tonight?
I'm barracking for Steele. He's in the room with us, so a few of the other boys were riding him. Hopefully someone in the room here gets
Look at Walsh, he hardly smiles. He's got 9 votes.
I know, he should be. He should be happy, but we'll see.
He's going well. Thanks, Josh.
No worries. Thanks, Sam.
Let's get to round 7.
The Tigers ended the Bulldogs' winning start, leaving the D's as the only undefeated team after round 7. Ben Brown and Jesse Hogan both made good first impressions at their new clubs.
Jesse Hogan, welcome back.
And in just his 4th game,
Back with the flight, brilliantly.
Nathan Murphy made his mark.
Nick Reebok written all over it. Beauty. Clark was able to shut him down.
Hunter Clark had the Hawks under his spell.
And then he fooled them all and kicked the goal.
Eddie led her Blues blitz of the Bombers.
Eddie did it. How did he mark it?
In front of an empty stadium, the Eagles soared in Derby 52.
They want a mark from Darling.
A late Tom Papley goal put the Swans in front. And when a kick to Jeremy Cameron was judged to be less than 15 metres, the Cats fell agonisingly short.
Round 7, Richmond v Western Bulldogs. Richmond D. Asprey 1 vote. Richmond S. Bolton 2 votes. Richmond B. Hooley 3 votes. Collingwood v Gold Coast. Gold Coast J. Corbett 1 vote. Gold Coast B. Ellis 2 votes. Gold Coast T. Miller 3 votes. Adelaide v GWS. GWS J. Kelly 1 vote. GWS J. Hopper 2 votes. GWS T. Taranto 3 votes. St Kilda v Hawthorn. St Kilda P. Ryder 1 vote. St Kilda B. Hill 2 votes. St Kilda Z. Jones 3 votes. Sydney v Geelong. Sydney H. McLean 1 vote. Geelong J. Henry 2 votes. Sydney O. Florent 3 votes. Brisbane v Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide A. Alia 1 vote. Brisbane L. McCarthy 2 votes. Brisbane H. McCluggage 3 votes. North Melbourne v Melbourne. Melbourne K. Pickett 1 vote. Melbourne B. Fritsch 2 votes. North Melbourne B. Cunnington 3 votes. Essendon v Carlton. Essendon A. McGrath 1 vote. Carlton E. Curnow 2 votes. Carlton S. Walsh 3 votes. West Coast v Fremantle. West Coast D. Sheed 1 vote. West Coast A. Gaff 2 votes. West Coast T. Kelly 3 votes.
For the first time since 1965, the Demons were 8-0. The Cats enjoyed a 10-goal grand final rematch run.
Cameron makes them pay.
And a showdown win saw Port break out in prison bars. Eddie was up to old tricks.
Hacks it out of midair. Oh, what a goal.
Before an 8-goal Bulldog blitz
Got goals.
overhauled a Blues 27-point third-term lead. It was the round of the Specky. Brody Majocek was up there.
Majestic from Majacek over the top.
But Shea Bolton was head, shoulders and legs above the rest.
With a ripper.
Round 8, Richmond v Geelong. Geelong G. Rowan 1 vote. Geelong T. Stewart 2 votes. Geelong J. Cameron 3 votes. North Melbourne v Collingwood. North Melbourne A. Hall 1 vote. Collingwood J. Crisp 2 votes. Collingwood J. DeGoey 3 votes. Hawthorn v West Coast. West Coast B. Archie 1 vote. West Coast D. Sheed 2 votes. West Coast A. Gaff 3 votes. Brisbane v Fremantle. Brisbane H. McCluggage 1 vote. Brisbane J. Lyons 2 votes. Brisbane D. Rich 3 votes. Gold Coast v St Kilda. Gold Coast T. Miller 1 vote. St Kilda J. Billings 2 votes. St Kilda J. Steele 3 votes. GWS v Essendon. Essendon Z. Merritt 1 vote. Essendon D. Parrish 2 votes. GWS T. Taranto 3 votes. Port Adelaide v Adelaide. Port Adelaide C. Rosie 1 vote. Port Adelaide K. Amon 2 votes. Port Adelaide T. Boak 3 votes. Melbourne v Sydney. Sydney C. Mills 1 vote. Melbourne T. McDonald 2 votes. Melbourne C. Oliver 3 votes. Western Bulldogs v Carlton. Carlton H. Mackay 1 vote. Western Bulldogs J. Bruce 2 votes. Western Bulldogs M. Bontempelli 3 votes.
So Marcus is smiling for 3-vote games so
Thanks
far.
to Channel
Jack
7.
still not
Another huge effort. Marcus Bontempelli 13, Walsh 12, Boak 11, Clayton Oliver 11 as well. Jack Steele got the maximum in that round as well, all thanks to Betfair. What's the market doing right now?
Well, it's all about Walsh at the moment. He's polling from nowhere. He's into $7 at the moment, but pretty steady. The others, no huge change. Most people are polling as they'd expect. Petraka not polling. We didn't poll that round, but he's
currently on 10.
He's into $13.50 now, so he's in the mix.
Boak on 11. Jacob Hopper's won from the Giants on 8 votes, Mickey Barlow. And, of course, his Giants team, we know how talented they are. They got going again in the second half of the year.
And we heard from Josh Kelly there, who hadn't polled right up until that point. He polled a vote in those 2 rounds. But Jacob Hopper, just at the source, getting a lot of the football, just signed a new contract with the Giants as well. So all things going very nicely. Without Toby Green playing the maximum amount of football, Hopper and Kelly look the two, don't they?
Well, Taranto's polled okay.
Yeah.
I'm on Kelly most votes GWS. He's disappointed me so far. I hoped he was on a couple.
I saw that. He was really short, wasn't he?
Yeah. I think I got him just after the season finished at about $1.70 or something like that.
Okay.
And he really firmed late. Yeah. Or maybe with a couple of rounds to go, but he's not polling.
And Touk Miller's hit the votes. He's holding a couple now. I think he's up to 4 or 5. And the media are just starting to catch wind that Touk Miller goes okay. So Noel Anderson on 7 for the Suns, leading them at the moment.
Off the temper text, few people asking 0433 98 11 16. Ollie Wines is on 8. Callum Mills is on 6. He had 2 best ons in the first 3 weeks. That's where he stays. Darcy Parish is on 8, including 3 on that Anzac Day game as well. Jack McRae, a lot of Bulldogs fans starting to get fired up. He's on 5 after a couple, including a best on ground early in the year. And Max Gawn has 7, but has been overshadowed by Oliver and Petraka so far. You can get involved, 0433 98 11 16. Ollie Wines, boys, he wins. There you go. That's from Michael. He finishes the year strong. So that's off the text machine there. He's real confident. I've
got a close friend as well who's got a bit of an interest in wines and was bullish early. The text came through. Came through really early, and the crickets have begun in the Ollie Wines camp.
I think we might have someone physically closer as well who might be in that camp. Hey, all thanks to Betfair. You can bet on Brownlow and Premiership Market your way with Betfair. Gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-858-858. Always gamble responsibly. A very quick break. Plenty more next.
In lockdown, John Allen, Better Home Living, are still open to help us all, especially self-congratulators like the Wisp.
There's contact-free delivery to the Wisp and everybody else out there in the suburbs, and online click and collect, Gary.
If you want to cook up a storm, now's the time. All Weber barbecues, 15% off.
And the Wisp says this: TVs, freezers, dryers, cooking products and small appliances are all reduced from all the top brands.
John Allen, Knox Ozone, opposite KFC, Burwood Highway 1 turn. A clearance sale on now, johnallen.com.au.
In this year's decider, Melbourne takes on Western Bulldogs. And your AFL Records Souvenir Grand Final Edition is out Monday. A keepsake for the ages. And a rematch of 1954 when the Bulldogs won their first premiership. Catch all the stats, facts, hits page and everything you need to know about footy's biggest day. Brought to you by 4 and 20, Australia's original fan food. The AFL Records Souvenir Grand Final Edition. On sale Monday. Available at Woolworths, newsagents, Coles and Coles Express.
Very nice. These blokes love it when a new car model comes out. Lovely. Sure, they like the sleek new lines, but what really gets their engines revving are the filters. The guys at Ryco can't wait to make filters for the latest cars. And because they design and test them in Australia, you can rely on your Ryco filters to provide you with genuine performance. So for the widest range of quality filters, insist on Ryco filters, the professional's choice.
Werribee Kia is Australia's #1 selling Kia dealership. They make buying cars easy. Get the MY22 Stonic from $23,490 drive away, or the all-new Kia Niro Hybrid and Electric from $41,990 drive away. There's also over 200 used cars and utes in stock with their biggest clearance sale ever on all makes and models. Plus, they pay top dollar for trade-ins, any make and model. Werribee Kia. With Click and Buy, they can deliver to your door. werribeekia.com.au. LMCT 114.
So, I needed to flatten my gas bill curve. Then my neighbour told me about Tango Energy. I was shocked. Their gas prices aren't just low, they're lower than low. Like good old days, honest prices low. Compare and switch at tangoenergy.com. It doesn't get any lower. Yeah, baby.
It's the players you can count on during footy finals, thanks to one classic lager.
And the Western Bulldogs can count on Marcus Bontempelli. When it gets tough and the Bulldogs need to lift, keep the cameras on Bontempelli. A key member of the Dogs AFL Grand Final glory in 2016, he'll be leading their charge again this year as captain.
For the beer you can count on during footy finals, try one classic lager. It's one standard drink in a big 500ml can at BWS and Dan Murphy's.
You're listening to SEN's coverage of the 2021 AFL Brownlow Medal for Betfair. Do you want better odds? Bet on Brownlow and Premiership markets and set your own odds with Betfair. Gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-858-858.
We work our way through, nearly halfway through the 2021 Brownlow Medal right here on SEN. And I believe, Tommy, on Betfair, we've got a new favourite.
We have. Bontempelli, $2.60. Is expected to poll 3 out of the next 4 games before the bye. $2.60 at the moment, $2.72. I don't know whether I want to take that or lay that. $2.72 looks short enough to lay. Ollie Wines, $3.70. Clayton Oliver, $4.20.
Mickey Barlow, you are big on Marcus Bontempelli before the last 3 weeks of the season, right?
Yeah, well, I was big. Yeah, he was my tip coming in, and everything's going to plan for him at the moment. He started really well. He picked up a couple of votes in round 1 where that was going to go either way. Missed out on a really strong game against the Gold Coast. No votes, but to win in all these high-voting Brownlows of late, you just need to pick up a couple of lucky ones, of which he's done.
Ashley joined us in the first hour tonight, spoke about the fact that with his algorithm that we are expecting a very high vote count, and already the early days, because we're not seeing many ones from these players at the top of the leaderboard, the Marcus Bontempellis, the Clayton Olivers, the Christian Petrarcas. They're either a 2 or a best on ground.
I think they are just the standouts. They're clearly better than, and that's the way they've produced the odds. That's the way the odds have seen it. That's the way the games have gone. Clayton Oliver, Christian Petrarca getting 3s and 2s. None of them are getting 1s because they're clearly the standouts when they play well.
And Max Gawn's had a couple of maximum voters as well. So the depth of their team, again, to the minute margin that it might come down to, they might overlap and just getting each other's way a little bit when they've all had good games. Who gets the 3, who gets the 2, who gets the 1.
But it's I think you expect that, but it's when you get the players that aren't expected to poll that come in and poll the 1s and 2s instead of them, which they're not getting.
I'm looking forward to a Melbourne game, Tommy.
Yeah.
3 votes. C, Spargo.
Salem. See Salem, see Spargo.
Off the text, Petrarca, Oliver and Gawn are stuffing each other up. I disagree right now because someone has to still get votes and they are polling the ones, as you just touched on, both of you.
They're polling.
It's the lower profile players that in the text of words stuff these favourites up because they come up and they sometimes get a best on ground. That is not happening, and they're going to get a great deal of votes because they won the most games.
And Clayton Oliver and Darcy Parish over the next 4 rounds are the really hot players with essentially not a bad game and should be polling in each of those games, the pair of them.
Ash, earlier, going through his algorithm, he was real keen on Cam Guthrie finishing top 20. This is a big fella has to say. Cam Guthrie not doing what I expected at the moment, so hasn't had a hugely hot start voting-wise for the Cats.
Well, that's disappointing. Was that Ash that texted in?
Well, he might be going by a new name, quite possibly.
And I've seen him in the flesh, and he's not a big fella.
Hey, Lockie Whitfield, we talk about the Giants. We spoke about Hopper. Josh Kelly only just got his first vote only moments ago. Taranto's been polling well as well, but a couple of Giants, if not fans, definitely keen observers of their game saying Lockie Whitfield went through a really hot patch and can't vote, so I can't poll a vote. So that's interesting as well with the Giants because you don't traditionally see many of them polling heaps.
I would have thought Kelly would poll well because he is the flashy player. He wears the orange boots.
They're so deep, though. That's the issue.
Yeah,
they're so deep in the midfield.
What's he on? He's
on 1 or 2.
He's only on the 2, and he's had 3 games where he's been predicted to go very well. And he's the type of player. Again, I put him in the mould of the Bontempelli style. It doesn't need to have 35 possessions. It's 25, and the effectiveness and hitting the scoreboard holds him in really good stead. So slow start for Josh, fast start, really hoppy start for Jacob Hopper.
Question, boys. Do they win anything for goal of the year anymore? Do you know?
Well,
I'll tell you what,
I know the mark of the year used to be the car, and it's not the car anymore. It's...
No, because Eddie Betts, someone interviewed Eddie Betts recently. He would have won 5 cars if it was for goal of the year, but he said the players were getting them and then selling them. So they stopped doing that.
Okay.
Or getting the car and selling the car.
Yeah, so they leased them for a year after that, but I don't know what they're doing now.
Well, I know there's been some... this is interesting because we will get the goal of the year shortly. I think Campbell Brown, Adam Cooney, a couple other high-profile people who work on SEN and other through Channel 7 suggested that it should be called the Eddie Betts Medal for winning goal of the year.
Yeah, that was a good call.
Yeah, hang on.
Brownie and...
Hang on.
There's more to
Have
this.
you heard this?
Go on.
It's already got a name. It's called the Phil Manasseh Trophy.
Does it?
Phil...
Well, we don't publicise that
No,
enough,
we don't.
do
We don't. We don't. I was... I'll tell you what. I
Brownie and Coons.
I dodged a bullet because I was really encouraging both of them to continue to go with it, thinking it was a great idea until Gil said, hey, guys, we love the idea, but Phil Manasseh, for that wonderful goal many years ago on the biggest stage, it's called the Phil Manasseh Medal. So there you go.
Gil should do more about promoting that, I reckon.
I think we should promote it a little bit more. But no, I don't know what you...
Something's got to be named after Eddie Betts. Something has to.
It is. Even when Coons and Brownie get on a bit of a roll and they start to make some sense, they still trip over, don't they?
Well,
they still stumble.
You know what they actually tried to do? Adam Cooney tried to argue with me on Channel 7 on the Armchair Experts that we should take Phil Manasseh's name off it. He's stuck so fat with his Eddie Betts idea that he wants to actually strip the great man's name off it to put a great man as well.
He's a ruthless operator.
No, he most certainly is. The winner of the Mark of the Year gets the Alex Jezelenko medal, but I'm not certain if there's a financial component or whatever it might be.
Someone could text in.
Well, there you go. Lockie Murphy was robbed goal of the year, says Simon. It was a great goal earlier.
It was a good goal.
It was a bloody good goal. Now, Caleb Sarong, one goal of the year. There you go. We're not sure. Sorry, Mark of the Year we'll see shortly as well. So
was it a good crop this year with the goals?
Always a good crop.
Yeah, I thought they were a bit pedestrian.
Do you reckon?
Sarong's was great.
Great goal.
Sarong's was great.
I think goal and Mark of the Year should include finals.
I don't
understand. Like, legitimately, what's the best goal we've seen the last decade?
You're going to tell me.
Yeah, it is. Dom Sheed.
Yeah.
Legitimately, it wins a grand final in front of 100.
Might have been better. But
I agree, but I think you've got to factor in. Well, I factor in the intensity.
I'm not going to stick with you on that
and everything. You think it should just be home and away?
Well, I don't think Dom Sheed's goal is a great goal, memorable goal. But in terms of...
Was Leo Barry's mark of the year?
Because then gee whiz, that was...
You've got to take in the moment, don't you? To an extent as well.
In that regard, then every year, I would imagine, it'd be nearly a flip of the coin that every year would have the mark of the goal of the year because of those moments. The eyes are on the amplified moment brings about a Dom Sheed goal, Leo Barry.
Not everyone's eligible for that moment, obviously. So
you are eligible, you just don't get there.
That's team. These are personal.
I understand. I guess there are pros and cons to it, but I think there are big moments. Like Alex Jezelenko and that mark didn't win Mark of the Year. Because I don't even know if there was a mark in the year back there, but it was in a big finals game. I understand the twos and fros, but I also think that there's the intensity and the gravity of the moment occasionally has to maybe look at as well.
I think they get rewarded with a premiership medal and the notoriety.
True. Hey, now 10K for goal and Mark of the Year coming off the text from a few people as well. There you go. So 10K in the
So it's Caleb Strong's shout for the Fremantle contingent tonight.
That's worth quarantining.
Yeah, 10,000. That wouldn't get you there, would it? 10,000. The prices it was going to cost you to get to Perth.
No, it wouldn't.
And then Mark McGowan's tick off was going to be.
And then the McGowan tax. And let's get to round 9.
What a mark by McAdam!
Was the mark of choice.
He takes the cue, McCarthy!
A straight one bowled Adam Trelaw. Tipper tweaked the perfect leggy.
Feed the fan, frenzy Tipper!
While Zach Tui sent down a long hop.
Big barrel. A big barrel. What about that?
Getting up close with the cameraman is cute, but nothing like the locked up Giants.
Ciao, Bellister.
A dusted
Cleaned up the goal.
and dislocated goal lump Adam Wojcik was the cult hero of the week.
He's getting a standing ovation down here, boys.
On a night when the Tigers overturned a 28-point third-quarter deficit.
Rioli to give the Tigers the lead.
While the Roos came from 32 points down to break a 287-day drought.
And the drought is broken.
Delivering David Noble his first win as a coach.
Sydney v Collingwood. Sydney T Papley 1 vote. Sydney I Heaney 2 votes. Sydney C Mills 3 votes. Hawthorn v North Melbourne. North Melbourne C Zerha 1 vote. North Melbourne B Cunnington 2 votes. North Melbourne T Thomas 3 votes. Gold Coast v Brisbane. Brisbane D Zorko 1 vote. Brisbane D McStay 2 votes. Brisbane J Lyons 3 votes. Richmond v GWS. Richmond D Grimes 1 vote. GWS J Hopper 2 votes. Richmond D Martin 3 votes. West Coast v Adelaide. Adelaide R Laird 1 vote. West Coast J Darling 2 votes. West Coast T Kelly 3 votes. St Kilda v Geelong. St Kilda J Steele 1 vote. Geelong M Duncan 2 votes. Geelong C Guthrie 3 votes. Essendon v Fremantle. Fremantle M Taberner 1 vote. Fremantle D Mundy 2 votes. Essendon D Parish 3 votes. Melbourne v Carlton. Carlton S Walsh 1 vote. Melbourne T McDonald 2 votes. Melbourne C Oliver 3 votes. Port Adelaide v Western Bulldogs. Port Adelaide O Wines 1 vote. Western Bulldogs M Bontempelli 2 votes. Western Bulldogs J McRae 3 votes.
Cam Zerha was on a high.
Yes, sir.
And the Dogs had a full head of steam.
Never took his eyes off the football.
111-point winners and on top of the ladder. Shannon Hearn broke the Eagles games record. Mummy was up to old tricks. While the Nank had a new one. Like a well-trained dog, Jeremy Finlayson and Daniel Hale had the sharing at their command.
The goal! House kick! The most unlikely goal you'll ever see!
Nat Fife was a match winner.
The skipper slides it home.
And a late Tex goal.
And he takes it as arms
Followed by a non-call.
What's the call?
Decided the fate of the Crows and previously unbeaten D's.
Round 10. Brisbane v Richmond. Brisbane E Hipwood 1 vote. Brisbane D Zorko 2 votes. Brisbane J Lyons 3 votes. Geelong v Gold Coast. Geelong S Higgins 1 vote. Geelong Q Narkle 2 votes. Geelong J Selwood 3 votes. Fremantle v Sydney. Fremantle N Fife 1 vote. Fremantle R Lobb 2 votes. Sydney L Franklin 3 votes. GWS v West Coast. GWS J Hopper 1 vote. GWS C Ward 2 votes. GWS Tom Green 3 votes. Collingwood v Port Adelaide. Collingwood T Adams 1 vote. Port Adelaide T Boak 2 votes. Collingwood B Grundy 3 votes. Essendon v North Melbourne. Essendon A McGrath 1 vote. Essendon Z Merritt 2 votes. Essendon D Parish 3 votes. Adelaide v Melbourne. Adelaide B Keys 1 vote. Melbourne J Lever 2 votes. Melbourne C Oliver 3 votes. Carlton v Hawthorn. Carlton J Wheatering 1 vote. Hawthorn T Mitchell 2 votes. Carlton S Walsh 3 votes. Western Bulldogs v St Kilda. Western Bulldogs B Dale 1 vote. Western Bulldogs J McRae 2 votes. Western Bulldogs M Bontempelli 3 votes.
Well, what an incredible count we've got right now. Bontempelli and Oliver playing
10 rounds in the books. Marcus Bontempelli leads 18, Oliver 17, Walsh 16, Parish 14, Boak and Wines are 2 Port Adelaide teammates on 13 and 12 respectively. Before we get to the break, Tommy, all thanks to Betfair and the exchange, what is the market telling us?
Bontempelli into favourite, as we said earlier, $2.54. The big mover, Sam Walsh, $6.20 at the moment. Ollie Wines, $4. Oliver, $3.40. Jack's still hovering around that $9-10 mark there, so he's obviously going to come home like a steam train. But, big mover, Marcus Bontempelli polling for fun. Sam Walsh polling when he shouldn't.
What are you thinking, Mick?
Jared Lyons, nice little run there, goes to 10. I was a bit nervous. I would like to see him, well, not like, I was ambitious to say he would finish in the top 10. So up to 10 votes. Jacob Hopper as well is one that just continues to poll. He's jumped right up and about.
GWS race is almost over.
Yeah, so he's up to 11 and streaking the field in the GWS race. Callum Mills picks up another 3 votes to go to 9, so I've just given everyone just a little bit of an update in that mid-tier while Tommy takes the high-end stuff. Hey, play your role. I'm just jumping in behind.
That's how you had a nice night, a couple of years on Brownlow night, and of course played in that great Fremantle team in 2013 that went all the way to the last Saturday in September. Off the temper text, stop sleeping on Ollie Wines, you typical Victorian media. 17 plus votes in the final 10 games after Port Adelaide bye, wins by 3. Well, someone in the room has tipped Ollie Wines to win it. So 50% of the people, because I didn't throw a tip in the studio right now, is tipping Ollie Wines to win it. So I'm not sure we're typical Victorian media.
You're hosting well, but now we'll give you, what have we given you, a 10-round head start.
Yeah.
Who's going to win?
I don't know, but I think it's going to be a tie.
It's just on the tie.
As Ash and I spoke pre, I think there's going to be a tie. And the fact that all the high-profile favourites coming in are polling those 3s and 2s means it'll be a high vote. And I think as we get into rounds 19, 20 and 21, the tie will be smashed financially on the exchange.
Well, I'm on Wines at 81.
There you are.
So is the Hurricane. SEN.
I actually want Ollie Wines to win it just so Hurricane stops tweeting, because he's tweeted every 3 days for the last 4 months.
Jack McRae hasn't polled a best on ground to my knowledge. He's on 10 votes.
I think he got 3.
I think he might have got 1 early.
3 in round 9, I reckon he got.
3 in round 9, then a couple of 2s and a 1. So he's been the one that's really piling up the low end.
But obviously Bontempelli was favourite for most 3-vote games. He's probably on track for that. Parish polled when expected those 3s. Bit more to come in the next couple of rounds. Obviously, Jack Steele starts warming up.
5.
Clayton Oliver keeps going, and Ollie Wines might poll in round 11 as well. So just these stars just keep polling.
All thanks to Betfair. Quick break. Back with round 11 next.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. During the lockdown, all our Melbourne stores are open for both trade and contactless pickup 7 days a week. Yes, all National Tiles Melbourne stores are open for both trade and contactless pickup 7 days a week. As best we can, National Tiles is continuing to support Melbourne's trade and retail tile buyers during the lockdown. National Tiles, trade and contactless pickup at all our Melbourne stores 7 days a week.
Join the investment platform that's anything but stock standard. Self-Wealth's $9.50 flat fee promise means more profit in your pocket. So whether you're a passive investor looking for ETFs and index funds, or looking for the power to trade in both the ASX and US markets, we've got you covered on one intuitive platform. With no percentage commission fees and the security of CHESS sponsorship, it's your access pass to safe and secure investing. Selfwealth.com.au. You make dollars, we make sense.
Hello home buyers, Greg Alexander here. Buying property is more competitive than ever. So if you're tired of missing out on the properties you want, take a new approach with UPIN. The UPIN property app gives you back the buying power. Pin the property you want and ensure you never miss out knowing on when the property is listed for sale, be it privately or through an agent. UPIN property is available online and via the app. Dream it, find it, UPIN it. UPIN property. That's YOUPIN. UPIN.
G'day, Richo here. The new Hyundai Staria and Staria Load have arrived at Ferntree Gully Hyundai, a successor to the iMax and iLoad vans, and built on Hyundai's SUV platform. The Staria and Staria Load provide luxury performance with ample room for cargo, packed with the latest technology including radar cruise and Apple CarPlay. After a new i30 hatch, there's plenty in stock available for immediate contactless delivery. Go to ferntreegullyhyundai.com.au. Ferntree Gully Hyundai, Australia's #1 Hyundai dealer. LMCT 11061.
For over 100 years, Trojan Tools have been helping tradies and DIYers get the job done. And since then, Trojan has added heaps of tools to its range. Everything from screwdrivers, pliers and hammers to tape measures, hand saws and paint scrapers. Trojan Tools are tried and tested and come with a lifetime warranty. And we mean it. You break it, we'll replace it. No questions asked. With Trojan Tools, there's no substitute for quality. Whatever the job, Trojan Tools are up to the task. Trojan, tools built tough. Available at Bunnings Warehouse.
Keep your eyes closed. Almost there. And open them.
You've taken me to a Chemist Warehouse.
Yep, for the footy finals half-price vitamin sale.
New
you'd love it. Get half price on big brand vitamins, including Swiss, Synovus, Bioglan, Nature's Way, Blackmore's, Lifespace, Nature's Own, Go Healthy, and more. Sale excludes bulk sizes. Chemist Warehouse. Great savings every day.
You're listening to SEN's coverage of the 2021 AFL Brownlow medal for Betfair. Do you want better odds? Bet on Brownlow and Premiership markets and set your own odds with Betfair. Gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-858-858.
Nicky Barlow, Cam Luke, Tom Haylock. We're into round 11. Let's get back there now, all thanks to Channel 7.
C. Dixon, 2 votes. Port Adelaide, O. Wines, 3 votes. West Coast v Essendon. Essendon, Z. Merritt, 1 vote. West Coast, D. Sheed, 2 votes. Essendon, D. Parish, 3 votes. Western Bulldogs v Melbourne. Melbourne, J. Lever, 1 vote. Melbourne, M. Gawn, 2 votes. Melbourne, C. Oliver, 3 votes.
What an incredible count we've got right now. 5 players on track for 30 votes or more. We've never had 2 players in one season with more than 30, so just incredible. Now, Das, I know you're pretending you're not excited, but you must be.
Oh, yeah, really.
Well, Channel 7 has have a quick chat to Darcy Parish. He's having an outstanding night bowling as well. What's the Betfair market doing? Because it is up and down almost each by the game.
It is. Clayton Oliver into $3 now, so he's heating up. Obviously, just went on a run. I think he went 3-3-3-3, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
What a run that is. He's had 6 best on ground so far. That's a superb effort. We heard Gills say that there's a huge or incredibly high vote at the moment. That's the way it seemed going into the night, and I think it's running to path.
Absolutely. 2 career votes coming into the night for Darcy Parish, wasn't it? Now he's up to 17
he's done well
on the evening through 11 rounds. So
he's still $40 on the exchange, so they're thinking he falls away in the second half of the year.
Yeah, he's had this hot run, and he's got another one next up against Richmond, of which they lose, but he has a 44 possession game, so he'll need a cash in there to maintain any sort of chance.
The big thing too, we look at Darcy Parish, who's talking on Channel 7 right now. You know, they get going in the second half of the year. At this point of the season, there wasn't even, while they had some okay games, there wasn't even a real thought that Essendon could make the 8.
Oh, they were going awful.
Yeah, and then they get
writing them off.
Yep, and then they get going. Next thing you know, they're playing September, mainly on the back of Darcy Parish and Merritt and Stringer, who we spoke about earlier as well. So
yeah, they won those 3 games between round 9 and 11. Before that, he was instrumental in those 3 victories.
The boy from Winchelsea, son of a shearer, and I think he's happy enough being a footballer, but it looks like, just following the broadcast, he doesn't mind getting his hands dirty with the shears. Is that what we call them?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's call them shears.
Yeah, that'll do.
Either.
Hey, the Giants are an interesting one. Jacob Hopper right now on 11.
Taranto on 8.
They're another team that have a really good second half of the year as well. Here is round 12.
Logue with courage, big collision.
In the air.
McCartney.
Familiar names. We're flying. While Nick Nat combined his rare talents to pull off the tap and torp combo. Andrew Brayshaw was on a bender.
Brayshaw kicks an absolute belter. What a goal!
And Liam was flying.
One of the great marks you'll see.
It was a memorable dream time in Perth. From the traditional long walk to the sold-out stadium. A pulsating match. And the Shea Bolton masterpiece.
Look at the move. Look at the spin.
That sealed a stirring win for the Tigers.
What a freak.
Round 12, Adelaide v Collingwood. Adelaide P. Seedsman, 1 vote. Adelaide R. Laird, 2 votes. Collingwood J. Elliott, 3 votes. Carlton v West Coast. Carlton P. Cripps, 1 vote. West Coast L. Ryan, 2 votes. West Coast D. Sheed, 3 votes. Sydney v St Kilda. St Kilda B. Crouch, 1 vote. St Kilda J. Steele, 2 votes. Sydney L. Parker, 3 votes. Melbourne v Brisbane. Brisbane Z. Bailey, 1 vote. Melbourne M. Gawn, 2 votes. Melbourne C. Petraka, 3 votes. Essendon v Richmond. Richmond S. Bolton, 1 vote. Richmond D. Martin, 2 votes. Essendon D. Parish, 3 votes. Fremantle v Western Bulldogs. Western Bulldogs, T. Liberatore, 1 vote. Fremantle, D. Mundy, 2 votes. Western Bulldogs, M. Bontempelli, 3 votes.
It was the round of the last-minute thriller. A late Giants miss.
And he's missed the lot.
Led to the season's first draw. The Crows came from 36 points down before Riley Thilthorpe delivered a miracle match winner.
Hoping for some magic. He's produced it.
And in the West, an Eagles and Tigers classic was decided by the boot of an ice-cool Josh Kennedy.
He bends it. He bends it. West Coast at the front.
And it was icy cold at the MCG for Big Free 7. But it was the SCG who hosted the traditional Queen's Birthday clash. Matched against the ladder leaders, the Pies lifted for Nathan Buckley in his last game as Magpies coach.
It's a famous win.
Providing a fitting finale for the storied career of a Collingwood great.
A black and white fairy tale. A win against the ladder leader.
Round 13, West Coast v Richmond. West Coast, N. Natanui, 1 vote. West Coast, J. Kennedy, 2 votes. Richmond, K. Lambert, 3 votes. North Melbourne v GWS. North Melbourne, A. Hall, 1 vote. North Melbourne, B. Cunnington, 2 votes. GWS, J. Kelly, 3 votes. St Kilda v Adelaide. Adelaide, R. Sloan, 1 vote. St Kilda, L. Dunstan, 2 votes. Adelaide, R. Laird, 3 votes. Fremantle v Gold Coast. Fremantle, D. Mundy, 1 vote. Fremantle, A. Brayshaw, 2 votes. Fremantle, S. Darcy, 3 votes. Sydney v Hawthorn. Hawthorn, J. O'Meara, 1 vote. Hawthorn, C. Giarth, 2 votes. Hawthorn, T. Mitchell, 3 votes. Melbourne v Collingwood. Collingwood, J. De Goey, 1 vote. Melbourne, M. Gawn, 2 votes. Collingwood, S. Pendlebury, 3 votes. Port Adelaide v Geelong. Geelong, I. Smith, 1 vote. Port Adelaide, O. Wines, 2 votes. Geelong, J. Cameron, 3 votes.
So Scotty Pendlebury, outright 6th all-time in terms of votes. Marcus Bontempelli, previously career best 22. Clayton Oliver,
Thanks to Channel 7. That's how it sits after 13 rounds. Bontempelli on 21. Oliver and Parrish on 20. Ollie Wines 17. Sam Walsh 16. All the big guns, all the favourites firing on Brownlow Night 2021. We do it all thanks to Betfair. Tommy Haylock's going to tell us what's happening on the other side of this when it comes to the market. Mickey Barlow's going to tell us what's about to happen, of course, when it comes to the best in the business on AFL Nation. A quick break, plenty more on Brownlow Night next, right here on SEN.
I've been talking about the amazing Spinal Ease pillow for ages, and now after years of research, Spinal Ease have just released the amazing new Spinal Ease mattress, featuring an amazing button to change the firmness for any body, shape, size and weight. Plus a new mattress overlay to make your current mattress luxurious, and the Spinal Ease back support to add proper customisable comfort and support, all featuring the latest comfort technology and 100% Australian made. See the new Spinal Ease mattress at spinaleze.com.au.
For almost 40 years, the legendary Spitwater pressure cleaner has been hard at work every single day across Australia. In mines, on farms, in workshops, in floods, droughts and fires. It's been as tough and as ready and as ruggedly reliable as you've been all those years. But we were ready for a makeover, so we've got a new look. We're still the same brand and the same people you've relied on for decades. Want to see the new Spitwater? Call 1-800-SPITWATER now or go to spitwater.com.au.
In lockdown, John Allen, Better Home Living, is still open to help us all, especially self-congratulators like the Wisp.
There's contact-free delivery to the Wisp and everybody else out there in the suburbs, and online click and collect, Gary.
If you want to cook up a storm, now's the time. All Weber barbecues, 15% off.
And the Wisp says this: TVs, freezers, dryers, cooking products and small appliances are all reduced from all the top brands.
John Allen, Knox Ozone, opposite KFC, Burwood Highway 1 turn. A clearance sale on now, johnallen.com.au.
I'm your postie, and here's the most valuable thing that'll ever land in your mailbox.
your free bowel cancer screening test. Everybody aged 50 to 74 gets one delivered. It can spot the early signs of a cancer that kills more people than prostate, breast or skin cancer. But most likely you'll be all clear like I was. Look, you got nothing to lose by doing the test, everything to lose if you don't.
To put your mind at rest, do the bowel cancer screening test. To learn more or order a test, visit bowelcancer.org.au.
G'day, Rusty here for Bendix Ultimate Plus brake pads. Their advanced ceramic formulation means greater stopping power, and the high friction formulation means low dust generation, keeping wheels cleaner longer, low braking noise and greater resistance to brake fade at higher temperatures. And what good are pads without brake rotors? Bendix Ultimate Rotors are the latest in braking technology and manufacturing, the perfect complement to Bendix brake pads. Bendix, put your foot down with confidence.
Up and down, in and out and round and round.
Looking for the best darn forklift around? Look no further than the newest name in forklifts, Hyundai. Proven around the world and here in Australia, Hyundai high-performance forklifts. The driver's choice that will drive your productivity with service and support only an Australian independent dealer can provide. So visit the team at Swift Equipment or Google Hyundai forklifts and
say hi to Hyundai forklifts.
You're listening to SEN's coverage of the 2021 AFL Brownlow medal for Betfair. Do you want better odds? Bet on Brownlow and Premiership markets and set your own odds with Betfair. Gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-858-858.
Working our way through a Sunday night. Brownlow 2021, Bontempelli 20, Parrish and Clayton Oliver. Bontempelli 21, Oliver and Parrish at 20, Wines at 17, Walsh 16, and this is how even this is off the temper text. This is 3 in a row. Parrish will going well, top 3 by the end, no doubt about that. Clayton looks home to me off the temper text, and then Big Fella says, looks like Ollie Wines is ready to come over the wet sail from here. It is open. The favourites, the high-profile superstar midfielders, all polling well in what so far has been an exceptionally high polling. No, we do it all thanks to Betfair. Bet on Brownlow and Premiership markets your way with Betfair. Gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-858-858. And I'm assuming when the topsy-turvy roller coaster vote night we're having, the market is fairly volatile right now.
It is. It's moving quite a bit. Jack Still's an interesting one because he was expected to maybe poll a little better than he has. I don't think he polled him round 13 when he had 34 possessions. He was pretty good there, but that was a big loss for him. He subsequently drifted out to $13, so he's fifth favourite now. Market's really got it down to the 5 hopes and the 5 leaders, I think. Bont, Oliver, Wines, Still and Walsh. Walsh, the big mover since the count started, into $10. Not much between Bontempelli and Wines at the top, with Oliver close up in third.
Yeah, big, isn't it? Bontempelli, he goes into this round with a couple of big ones to come. So he has 39 possessions, kicks a goal in round 14. And then against West Coast, he has 29 and kicks 3. So do we bank another 6 there? And he moves away a little further. But another big patch also coming for Sam Walsh. So he has a run of 4 games from round 15 to round 18, where he is lit up. 38 possessions, then 25 and 1, then 36 possessions and 2, and then 39 possessions and 1. So out of those 4 games, you're thinking a minimum of 9.
Round 16 is going to be the big one. He kicked an important late goal in the match. He had 25 and 1. They won in a close game. That's the big one. If he can poll 2 or 3 there, he's right in the mix.
And the thing is, too, that remember they flirted with making the 8. You talk wins and losses, you talk teams that got a little bit, I'm not going to say they were ever hot, but they were warmer in the second half of the year, which bodes well.
Absolutely, they were. And Darcy Parish, now, if you're watching the host broadcast, and they put up their predictions and the ticks mean they're going to get some votes, Parish was empty. Parish was blank. Now, that is clearly a typo or someone has no idea. No idea, because he has the Geelong game where he picks up the Thomas Wills medal, I think it's called, the country game, where he has 40 possessions, has a big night. And
this will test your theory. This will test your theory.
Well, it will. So that's...
he'll get 3.
Not get 3.
He'll get 3 votes there.
43 possessions, 1 goal.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks later, he has 34 possessions against North Melbourne and lights it up. And then later in the year, Gold Coast, he should poll really well. So Darcy Parish isn't done yet either.
Now, the big thing will be, too, because this is where the media start to get hold of Darcy Parish a little bit. And I know he had the Anzac Day medal. But after that country game is when things started to really fire up a little bit. So
he's not winning. The market's got him at 100s. they know.
Still a hundreds.
He's a hundreds parish. So
yeah, well, no, fair enough. But he's going to
You
go a
can
lot
jump
better.
I'm not going to jump on.
I'm jumping off because I said Merritt was going to have a lot more votes than him. So Darcy Parish, very well done. Merritt's been the one that's missed out for the Bombers in that duo.
Let's go back to Channel 7 because the Jim Steins Community Leadership Award has just been given to Travis Boak of the Port Adelaide Football Club. Let's hear from the superstar who, to be fair, is having a very nice night as well when it comes to the votes.
To the oncology ward in the hospital every 2 weeks on his day off to visit the kids in there. Not only did the kids get so much out of that, but it was fantastic for the families, even the medical team. He would literally light up the ward.
I've really struggled over the years to find a describing word for him because there aren't really any that are good enough. He's just everything. And I said I wasn't going to cry, but he just means well to Ryan. And I can see Travis in Ryan because of the way he likes to apply himself to his football and to his health, and he just wants to do Travis proud.
Some beautiful pictures there. Travis Boak, congratulations. With Richard Reuter there being presented with the Jim Steins Award. A remarkable achievement and some wonderful efforts that he's put in there for children who suffer from cancer. Travis, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Tell us, what does this award mean to you?
It is very special. I didn't get to know the great Jim, but obviously he's left a great legacy within the AFL and wider community, and it is a great honour. And you don't do the stuff we do to get recognition, but there's so many good people in the AFL and AFLW doing so many great things, and it is a great honour.
It's a cause that's so very close to your heart. Is there anyone you'd like to acknowledge tonight?
I think obviously the Steins family and the legacy that Jim has left on the wider community. I think we do play footy to win premierships and achieve our goals, but at the end of the day, we're just here to be great humans and athletes second. So to their family and Jim, thank you. To the CCA, the Childhood Cancer Association. What you do for so many sick kids and their families is incredible, and I'm just fortunate enough to come along for the ride, and the Port Adelaide Football Club and the players there for supporting me and that community as well along the journey. So thank you very much.
Trav, you've summed that up beautifully. Congratulations and thank you.
Thank you.
How proud Jim Steins would be of Trav, his kids, Max and his demons. Let's head off now to round 14.
Round 14 wasn't one to remember for Robbie Gray. His 250th milestone game sadly ended in a knee brace. The Falcon claimed unsuspecting casualties.
Oh, you're not expecting that.
While Isaac Smith did well to avoid injury in his new role as ball boy.
Well done, Isaac. Long time since that's happened.
The Lions pulled out the party tricks before and during the game.
Oh, it's Hipwood!
In front of a packed house in Tassie, Jake Stringer combined power and precision.
Jake Stringer, you absolute superstar!
While Toby unleashed a 67.5-metre monster.
It's long. Toby Green, take a bow.
With the siren gone and trailing by a point, Gary Rowan stepped up.
It's coming back. It's won the game for Geelong.
Sending his coach into an epic celebration.
Unbelievable. Look at the coach.
Round 14, North Melbourne v Brisbane. Brisbane, H. McCluggage, 1 vote. Brisbane, L. Neal, 2 votes. Brisbane, J. Lyons, 3 votes. GWS v Carlton. GWS, J. Hopper, 1 vote. GWS, J. Finlayson, 2 votes. GWS, Toby Green, 3 votes. Hawthorn v Essendon. Essendon, Z. Merritt, 1 vote. Hawthorn, T. Mitchell, 2 votes. Essendon, J. Stringer, 3 votes. Gold Coast v Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide, D. Houston, 1 vote. Port Adelaide, K. Amon, 2 votes. Port Adelaide, O. Wines, 3 votes. Geelong v Western Bulldogs. Geelong, J. Selwood, 1 vote. Geelong, T. Stewart, 2 votes. Western Bulldogs, M. Bontempelli, 3 votes.
Masks can multitask.
Simpson almost covering his eyes with the mask.
But only if you can get them on. Go on. One more go. Brett Bewley was the match winner for Freo. And Scott Lysette delivered for the Power. The Lions got the jump on the Cats.
And Charlie obliges.
And with their human slingshot in full flight,
Saad on the move.
the Blues sliced through the Crows.
And launched long. Inspirational.
Josh Kennedy celebrated 250 games. But it was Agent Bond.
Bontempelli.
In Mission Impossible with the starring role.
Couldn't kick it from there, could he? He could not kick it from there.
While Tim O'Brien
Now O'Brien.
had the Superman cape on.
And oh boy, O'Brien. What a back.
Round 15, Brisbane v Geelong. Geelong, Z Tui, 1 vote. Brisbane, J Danaher, 2 votes. Brisbane, D Zorko, 3 votes. Collingwood v Fremantle. Collingwood, J Crisp, 1 vote. Fremantle, D Mundy, 2 votes. Fremantle, R Lobb, 3 votes. North Melbourne v Gold Coast. North Melbourne, L Davies Uniacke, 1 vote. North Melbourne, T Goldstein, 2 votes. North Melbourne, B Cunnington, 3 votes. Richmond v St Kilda. St Kilda, J Steele, 1 vote. St Kilda, P Ryder, 2 votes. St Kilda, L Dunstan, 3 votes. GWS v Hawthorn. Hawthorn, W Day, 1 vote. GWS, L Whitfield, 2 votes. Hawthorn, T Mitchell, 3 votes. Port Adelaide v Sydney. Port Adelaide, O Wines, 1 vote. Sydney, L Franklin, 2 votes. Port Adelaide, T Boak, 3 votes. Carlton v Adelaide. Carlton, L Jones, 1 vote. Adelaide, B Keys, 2 votes. Carlton, S Walsh, 3 votes. Essendon v Melbourne. Melbourne, C Petraka, 1 vote. Essendon, Z Merritt, 2 votes. Melbourne, C Oliver, 3 votes. West Coast v Western Bulldogs. Western Bulldogs, C Daniel, 1 vote. Western Bulldogs, B Smith, 2 votes. Western Bulldogs, M Bontempelli, 3 votes.
Oh, 15 rounds in the books. It's Bontempelli on 27, 23, Oliver Wines 21, starting to warm up. Parrish 20, Walsh 19. We are set for some of the highest votes in the Brownlow medal history as it stands right now. And we've got many. Look at those Ollie Wines ticks. If we have a look at the Channel 7 TV, he is
still wrong.
As a couple of people off the text machine suggested, is going to come with an absolute run. Now, we'll get to a break. No, actually, we want to just have a quick look at the markets. What is saying it right now? Bont, I'm assuming, is your fave.
Round 15, this time of the year, in round 15, Bontempelli was trading at even money on the exchange. He's now $2.30 at the same point in the count, which is interesting. So, $2.30 favourite. Clayton Oliver, Ollie Wines, not much between them in a second. Sam Walsh, fourth pick at $8, just picked up another 3 there.
Petrarca? No, he looks shot, does he?
He's gone. Petrarca's gone. $60 on the exchange. Parrish, 110 now. Wines, 310. Looks a 3-horse race. Bont set up the lead. Can they catch him? That's the question, Mick.
Yeah, Ollie Wines. So lots of green ticks on the host broadcast screen. So he finishes with a real flash. As we've alluded to the whole night and the whole way through, is Bontempelli has 3, maybe 4 vote-getting matches left before going to a little bit of a early vacation in the home and away season for the round 2021, 22, 23.
The big one will be round 19, of course, where the Bulldogs beat the D's. They then beat Adelaide a week later and then went on a 3-game losing streak. So if he's able to have 6 or 7 up his sleeve, although you would think Ollie Wines is going to come with a real run, considering how well they played. And this is what we came here expecting. This is exactly, maybe not the numbers. You know, Ash Walls, who joined us earlier, suggested it looks like it'll probably be a high. His algorithm suggesting it's going to be a high vote count. I'm not certain he thought it'd be this high because you might need 40 to win it. In fact,
it's out of this world.
I don't know the last time someone was deep into the 30s and didn't win the Brownlow with our current voting system.
I can't believe back in the day that people were winning it with 19 and 21.
People weren't trying, were they, enough?
Well, you think Bond's going to finish on 32 or 33?
He's 27 now.
There's a chance to get another 6 at least.
Yeah, what's that take him to? 33. Our man Ash with his algorithm, had Wines on 31-ish. So 33. If you get 33, you take some catching.
Tell you what, if you get 33 and get beat,
the head hits the pillow.
We've had some bad beats in the past.
You're bloody oath. You'd be flat. And it is interesting because he is looking at a 32 or 33. And as you said, trading right now on Betfair, still at better odds than he was in the actual season.
He's just drifted a little bit there, 270 now. So it's a genuine 3-horse race at the moment. Sam Walsh drifted a little bit as well. So I can't believe this market. This is the best Brownlow count I've experienced in a very long time.
Off the Temper text machine, how many votes won by a backman? Well, I haven't got that exactly in front of you, but even more exaggerated than normal.
Henderson got 3 early.
There you go.
He did,
that was surprising.
In what game was that? They won by 100 points or against West Coast. They smacked them, and he played centre-half back, full back.
Mm-hmm. And he got 3 votes.
Yeah, it's quite remarkable. The umpire must have just mucked up the number. Maybe he's number 25. Here's a conspiracy.
Yes, you go on.
Paddy Dangerfield's number 35.
No, the answer, why we don't have it specifically, not many.
Not many.
And even more so, there seems like there's a smaller batch of midfielders who are getting the main sort of run at it right now. You can get involved on the Temper text machine anytime you like. Very simple, 043398 1116. A Temper, a mattress like no other. We're going to squeeze a breakaway. We're going to get to Mark of the Year very shortly. Any early tips? Mark of the Year?
There's been some good ones.
I like Tim O'Brien's. Jack Rewalt's.
I love Jack.
Shea Bolton, Jack Rewalt, or Tim O'Brien?
Tim O'Brien's one.
Jack Rewalt for me. That was amazing.
You know what? Let's find out on the other side of this.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. During the lockdown, all our Melbourne stores are open for both trade and contactless pickup 7 days a week. Yes, all National Tiles Melbourne stores are open for both trade and contactless pickup 7 days a week. As best we can, National Tiles is continuing to support Melbourne's trade and retail tile buyers during the lockdown. National Tiles, trade and contactless pickup at all our Melbourne stores 7 days a week.
I'm Laura Flowerday. I'm a creative consultant. Never in a million years would I have thought I would work in the funeral industry, or that a funeral company would be so creative and innovative in serving the community and supporting families in so many ways.
At Tobin Brothers Funerals, our people are our strength. They're always there to assist client families in their absolute time of need. Find out more at tobinbrothers.com.au. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
I've been talking about the amazing Spinalese pillow for ages, and now after years of research, Spinalese have just released the amazing new Spinalese mattress, featuring an amazing button to change the firmness for any body, shape, size and weight. Plus a new mattress overlay to make your current mattress luxurious, and the Spinalese back support to add proper customisable comfort and support, all featuring the latest comfort technology and 100% Australian made. See the new Spinalese mattress at spinaleze.com.au.
Coles Car Insurance is full of nice surprises, like the fact that last year we paid out 99% of car claims. So you can get back to...
Hey, Nan, look what I drew.
Oh, that's a lovely pelican, dear.
No, Nan, that's Daddy.
What really counts?
Oh, better pop it on the fridge then.
Search Coles Car Insurance for value, the Australian way. Consider the PDS at colesinsurance.com.au. Issuer Insurance Australia Limited. T's and C's apply.
Join the investment platform that's anything but stock standard. Self-Wealth's $9.50 flat fee promise means more profit in your pocket. So whether you're a passive investor looking for ETFs and index funds, or looking for the power to trade in both the ASX and US markets, we've got you covered on one intuitive platform. With no percentage commission fees and the security of CHESS sponsorship, it's your access pass to safe and secure investing. Selfwealth.com.au. You make dollars, we make sense.
Serious outdoor work requires serious outdoor tools. And this season, Makita is helping you rule the outdoors. With the world's largest 18-volt LXT range and the revolutionary new XGT 40-volt Max, Makita's Power Garden range will help you take control of your lawn without the need for messy fuel. Tame your hedges with less noise. Cut hardwood down to size with more power. Now with a 5-year limited warranty on the new cordless products. Makita, rule the outdoors.
You're listening to SEN's coverage of the 2021 AFL Brownlow medal for Betfair. Do you want better odds? Bet on Brownlow and Premiership markets and set your own odds with Betfair. Gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-858-858.
Mickey Barlow, Tom Haylock, Cam Luke, as you work away through Brownlow night, just off the temper text. Gavin Wanganeen won the medal from the back pocket in 90 threats and Dave in Perth. I think the question specifically about backmen was about the votes tonight, not how many backmen have, in fact, won.
It's a good effort, though, by Wanganeen.
Well, very good from the back pocket. I reckon Brad Hardy was a Brownlow medalist from a back pocket.
Yeah, he was.
Was he a Dogs Brownlow
85,
medalist?
yeah. 85, and Gavin Wanganeen was part of that Baby Bombers, and he 5 days later went on and won that premiership. All right, let's get back there. It is Mark of the Year time.
Abby Holmes and 3-time All-Australian Nick Natanui.
Yes, it certainly is a fine skill. And Nick, you know all about this award, having won it back in 2015.
Yeah, not something typically a ruckman wins, but it was good to win it back then.
Well, they just seem to get better and better. And as we just saw, season 2021 was the year for unbelievable marks. We have narrowed it down to 3, so let's take a look at the nominations.
Shea Bolton, Richmond.
The numbers in favour. Up they go, Bolton. Have a look at this. That is a ripper, and he got the little ride, the elevation after the initial ride.
Jack Rewalt, Richmond.
Here comes Charles. Rewalt with the flights. We've heard that before, haven't we? A team lifter in every sense of the word.
Tim O'Brien, Hawthorn.
Now O'Brien! We've been waiting and waiting! Oh boy, O'Brien! What a mark!
That's huge. That's a serious hanger.
A mark to remember.
And the winner is Shea Bolton.
The numbers in favour. Up they go, Bolton. Have a look at this. That is a ripper, and he got the little ride, the elevation after the initial ride. Probably sitting in amongst so many cats, and they gave him so much space. No one put a hand on him. That was special. That is wow.
Come on in. Congratulations, Shea. It was a beautiful mark. You got the perfect leap on the back of Mark Blitzarves. What was running through your mind in that very moment?
I was just waiting there for a while, and I wanted him to kick it down to me earlier, but yeah, no, I guess it was a good mark, but yeah.
Very good.
Shea, I know you're a humble bloke, and there's not too many humble guys that win this award. I know Luke Shuey's my stepladder at training, and Oscar Allen is Liam Ryan's as well. Who's yours at training? Is he here?
Yeah, I reckon Liam Baker. But nah, I just want to say thanks to my partner, and I want to thank my little table over there. That, probably one of the funniest tables right there, and just thank all my family as well. So yeah.
You've pipped your good mate, Jack Rewalt. He's at home watching the event here tonight. Do you have a message for him?
Maybe next time, mate.
Maybe next time. Well, we absolutely love that. Congratulations, Shea. It was a beautiful mark. And we're going to get to some of the highlights, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
16 games with Crown Victoria, including the Swans' 92-point win over the Eagles in Geelong, and at home in Marvel.
He's batted through.
The Suns' historic upset of last year's champs.
It's a signature win for the Gold Coast Suns.
You never know where your foot might end up.
Got his jumper torn in his boots. What about that?
Which may or may not explain Fifey's pre-game spray. Oh, yeah, that's better. Bailey Fridge was flying. French goes up a ball! But it was a giant win that would catapult the Dogs back on top.
Waitman who rises.
The day after his 21st birthday,
Kept it in.
Sam Walsh had more reason to celebrate.
Walsh bends it. Brilliant. This kid just keeps on rising.
And it was a celebration to remember for a much-loved champ who graciously joined the 400 club.
You know, whether I can inspire young kids to reach for a goal and try to get their pinnacle and make the most of it, I'm happy with that.
Round 16, Adelaide v Brisbane. Brisbane, El McCarthy, 1 vote. Brisbane, J Lyons, 2 votes. Brisbane, Z Bailey, 3 votes. Gold Coast v Richmond. Gold Coast, B King, 1 vote. Gold Coast, C Ballard, 2 votes. Gold Coast, T Miller, 3 votes. Sydney v West Coast. West Coast, D Sheed, 1 vote. Sydney, L Parker, 2 votes. Sydney, C Mills, 3 votes. Melbourne v GWS. GWS, T Taranto, 1 vote. Melbourne, C Petraka, 2 votes. GWS, J Kelly, 3 votes. Western Bulldogs v North Melbourne. Western Bulldogs, C Waitman, 1 vote. North Melbourne, B Cunnington, 2 votes. Western Bulldogs, T Liberatore, 3 votes. Collingwood v St Kilda. St Kilda, L Dunstan, 1 vote. St Kilda, B Hill, 2 votes. St Kilda, J Steele, 3 votes. Fremantle v Carlton. Carlton, P Dow, 1 vote. Carlton, S Walsh, 2 votes. Fremantle, S Darcy, 3 votes. Geelong v Essendon. Geelong, P Dangerfield, 1 vote. Geelong, T Hawkins, 2 votes. Essendon, D Parish, 3 votes. Hawthorn v Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide, K Amon, 1 vote. Port Adelaide, T Boat, 2 votes. Port Adelaide, O Wines, 3 votes.
In round 17, players were left red-faced.
Straight off the stomp.
And supporters scrambling for their dignity. Although dignity wasn't an issue for this young fan. Ugh. There were 200-game milestones for Lockie Henderson, Stephen Motlop, Dane Zorko, and a flying Nat 5. A knee injury ended Eric Hipwood's season, while number 1 draft pick Jamara Ugle-Hagens was just beginning. An Armani party sparked a Swans win.
Something from nothing.
The Giants fell short, leaving the Suns 1-point winners.
The Gold Coast Suns win a thriller.
While Gary Rowan had a new addition for his growing highlights reel.
Massive grab.
Round 17. GWS v Gold Coast. Gold Coast, C Ballard, 1 vote. GWS, J Hopper, 2 votes. Gold Coast, T Miller, 3 votes. Richmond v Collingwood. Collingwood, J DeGoey, 1 vote. Collingwood, B Grundy, 2 votes. Collingwood, T Adams, 3 votes. West Coast v North Melbourne. North Melbourne, B Cunnington, 1 vote. North Melbourne, J Zeeble, 2 votes. North Melbourne, J Stevenson, 3 votes. Hawthorn v Fremantle. Fremantle, A Chera, 1 vote. Fremantle, R Lobb, 2 votes. Fremantle, D Mundy, 3 votes. Essendon v Adelaide. Essendon, M Redmond, 1 vote. Essendon, A Perkins, 2 votes. Essendon, Z Merritt, 3 votes. Western Bulldogs v Sydney. Sydney, L Parker, 1 vote. Sydney, C Mills, 2 votes. Sydney, J Dawson, 3 votes. Brisbane v St Kilda. St Kilda, Z Jones, 1 vote. St Kilda, L Dunstan, 2 votes. St Kilda, J Steele, 3 votes. Port Adelaide v Melbourne. Melbourne, C Oliver, 1 vote. Melbourne, T McDonald, 2 votes. Melbourne, C Petraka, 3 votes. Carlton v Geelong. Geelong, T Stewart, 1 vote. Geelong, Z Tui, 2 votes. Carlton, S Walsh, 3 votes.
I can't hear anything.
17 rounds in the books, all thanks to Channel 7 there as we work our way through Brownlow 2021. It's Marcus Bontempelli on 27, Oliver 24, Wines 24, Walsh 24, Parrish 23. Didn't poll there, though, and Petrarca up to 19. Steele starting to get going. He's on 17. Here is Marcus Bontempelli on Channel 7.
It was nice to get out early this morning and spend a bit of time on the outside world, I guess. So, yeah, everyone relished that this morning.
How are the nerves?
Yeah, no, not too bad. Obviously, tonight's probably the first part of the build-up and the week, and as much as anything, it's just trying to enjoy sort of every step in the journey, and it's, been good so far.
So you're in front in the Brownlow count and captaining a grand final side on the weekend. It's a dream time in your life.
Yeah, it's special. I guess, you sort of hold yourself from reflecting sort of too much before things are done, but I'm in a fortunate position with a strong club who've supported myself and obviously the players extremely well throughout the course of the year and the season, and hopefully there's a little bit more something special for us down the track.
I heard you say on radio this week on RSN, no need to borrow problems from the future when you're asked about the grand final and the Brownlow. You're so pragmatic, so wise. A thought like that, do you get that from your parents, from Bevo, from Confucius? Did you read it on Libba's leg?
Yeah, that might be something we add to Libba down the track, but that was actually just one of those gems from Lisa Stevens, who supports our playing group and the football club incredibly well, and it's just about trying to stay in the moment, live in the moment, be present, and let Libba do his thing.
When you think of Saturday, where does your mind go?
I think it's hard to not find yourself drifting sort of mentally to there. It's obviously still a bit to go, but probably just about the team and what we've got to look forward to. The crowd. I think it's going to be done extremely well, and it's going to be a big event for all to experience. And hopefully it's something we can make the most of.
Great to have Bailey Smith's glorious hair behind you.
Yeah, it's impressive. Continues to, be a focal point for everyone, especially for him. But it's just one of the things he does, obviously, extremely well outside of football.
Marcus, good luck tonight and on Saturday.
Thanks, same.
Marcus Bontempelli with Hamish McLaughlin on Channel 7 currently leads the Brownlow 27 votes, 24 for Oliver, for Wines and Walsh, as we work our way through closer and closer to crowning the 2021 Brownlow medalist. All thanks to Betfair. We'll get to a break. Plenty more on the other side of this.
Cameron's Blinds and Awnings. We've got you covered.
Convert your outdoor space with Zip Track Blinds by Cameron's Blinds and Awnings, covering Melbourne for 36 years. Create an extra room at home and enjoy having your mates over for outdoor entertaining all year round. Order Zip Track Blinds now and receive a free outdoor heater to keep you extra warm. Terms and conditions apply. Book now at cameronsblinds.com.au.
Cameron's Blinds and Awnings. We've got you covered.
I plan everything down to the last detail. I plan the show each day with my producers. I plan events, celebrations with the family. So when I thought about how I'd celebrate my life, it made sense to take out a fixed price funeral plan with Tobin Brothers Funerals. The price doesn't change. My life will be celebrated my way, and my family won't have to worry about a thing. So celebrate your life the way you want. Find out more at tobinbrothers.com.au. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
I've been talking about the amazing Spinalese pillow for ages, and now after years of research, Spinalese have just released the amazing new Spinalese mattress, featuring an amazing button to change the firmness for any body, shape, size and weight. Plus a new mattress overlay to make your current mattress luxurious, and the Spinalese back support to add proper customisable comfort and support, all featuring the latest comfort technology and 100% Australian made. See the new Spinalese mattress at spinaleze.com.au.
How's your latest energy bill looking? It's time to flip the switch and experience the amazing value at Kogan Energy. Want proof? Just upload your electricity bill on koganenergy.com.au and find out how much you could be saving on Kogan's incredible energy rates. See why thousands of Aussies are already saving with Kogan Energy. Visit koganenergy.com.au. Kogan Energy, powered by Power Shop and does not operate in all areas.
Your Mercedes-Benz. It's the very definition of a prestige German vehicle, epitomised by the iconic three-point star. But should you bend your Mercedes-Benz, Charlie Battisti & Co. will ensure your star shines again, restoring your vehicle to pristine condition. That's what you can expect from a dealer-approved repairer of Mercedes-Benz with over 35 years' experience. CharlieBattisti.com.au, Melbourne's finest facility for the repair of prestige German vehicles.
My Racehorse has landed. Own elite horses trained by some of Australia's top trainers at an affordable price. At My Racehorse, all you need is a one-off payment. That means no ongoing training fees. With micro shares available from as low as $100 across a range of horses, download the app or visit myracehorse.com to get involved today. My Racehorse, elite racing, affordable ownership. Refer to the relevant PDS before investing. Terms and conditions at myracehorse.com.
You're listening to SEN's coverage of the 2021 AFL Brownlow medal for Betfair. Do you want better odds? Bet on Brownlow and Premiership markets and set your own odds with Betfair. Gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-858-858.
All the superstars are polling. Marcus Bontempelli, 27. Oliver Wines and Walsh at 24. Parrish at 23. Petrarca at 19 after 17 rounds. We're going to get back to the voters. We get to round 17, round 18 rather, very shortly, all thanks to Betfair. Bet on a Brownlow and Premiership markets your way with Betfair. Gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-858-858. Here is round 18.
The footy world is with you, Javaris.
As was Jamie Cripps.
Oh, Cripps has got 5.
On a day of double 200 celebrations in Adelaide.
Oh, these are brilliant scenes.
6 goals from Jack Rewalt.
He and his club have been brilliant tonight.
Made it a 300th to remember.
The superstar of the game.
But the Tigers' win was soured by a nasty kidney injury to Dusty Martin. With a little Papley precision.
How's the wow factor of that?
The Swans downed the Giants. A last-minute Luke Bruce bender.
And who else would you want to kick it?
Left the Hawks and D's tied.
It's a draw.
Sam Walsh.
Is there nothing this young man can't do?
Sacked the old enemy.
Sam Walsh, that is nuts.
And in the week, Serge Silvani passed away.
What about that?
Grandson Jack had an emotional tribute for his nonna.
It's an emotional day for Jack Silvani.
Round 18. Fremantle v Geelong. Geelong, T. Hawkins, 1 vote. Geelong, P. Dangerfield, 2 votes. Geelong, C. Guthrie, 3 votes. Richmond v Brisbane. Richmond, M. Chol, 1 vote. Brisbane, H. McCluggage, 2 votes. Richmond, J. Rewalt, 3 votes. GWS v Sydney. GWS, T. Taranto, 1 vote. Sydney, J. Kennedy, 2 votes. Sydney, L. Parker, 3 votes. Adelaide v West Coast. West Coast, E. Yo, 1 vote. West Coast, A. Gaff, 2 votes. West Coast, J. Cripps, 3 votes. North Melbourne v Essendon. Essendon, D. Parrish, 1 vote. Essendon, J. Stringer, 2 votes. Essendon, Z. Merritt, 3 votes. Melbourne v Hawthorn. Melbourne, J. Viney, 1 vote. Melbourne, C. Oliver, 2 votes. Hawthorn, T. Mitchell, 3 votes. St Kilda v Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide, M. Georgiades, 1 vote. St Kilda, J. Steele, 2 votes. Port Adelaide, O. Wines, 3 votes. Collingwood v Carlton. Carlton, H. Mackay, 1 vote. Collingwood, J. DeGoey, 2 votes. Carlton, S. Walsh, 3 votes. Gold Coast v Western Bulldogs. Gold Coast, J. Sharp, 1 vote. Western Bulldogs, B. Smith, 2 votes. Western Bulldogs, M. Bontempelli, 3 votes.
Well, Jack, this is how you want it. Just as you start to get close to Bond, he finds another 3, but it's just the perfect count, isn't it?
Yeah, it's obviously very exciting. It's a very exciting top 5 there that we saw. Good to see that Sammy's polling well as well, but I think it's anyone's from here, but Marcus is in a very good position.
5 rounds left, you storm home. What are you expecting?
I'm probably a little bit too far behind to get up there, but I think Marcus and Ollie finished pretty well.
Your father, Stuart, has been an enormous influence on you. So too your grandfather, Phil. He passed away in January. He'd love to be watching on and seeing all this. What did you do every Tuesday afternoon when you were young?
I'd go around to Dodsy's place, that's what we called him, and mow the lawn for him. So he'd give me $20 at the end of the day, and it sort of taught me a bit of discipline and hard work. So even in the winter in Canberra, it'd obviously get pretty cold and the grass wouldn't grow, but he'd still want me to come around and do it. So I loved him, and yeah, I'm sure he's proud as punch at the moment.
Make afternoon tea for you, just chat about life?
Exactly. Yeah, it was good.
Great to see you. Well done so far on the year.
Thanks, Sam. Cheers.
Let's get to round... Oh, Jack.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jack, I was about to go to round 19. My fault.
That's all right. Hey, I've got Tom here in the bar. Sadly, it's a dry bar tonight, Tom, but tell us, an incredibly close count. What would the boys be thinking at the moment?
Yeah, I think the nerves probably start to kick in. I'm not sure what round we're up to, maybe 19 or 20. So, yeah, I think the guys that are in contention, nerves are kicking in, but we're hoping for the boys here that Walshy and Jack Steele are a good chance. So, see how they go.
In your expert opinion, who wins?
Hopefully these boys, because I know you said it was a dry camp, but we've got a few Eskies out the back, so hopefully one of these two. If not, I'd love to see the Bont.
A perfect response. Let's get to round 19.
It was a round of milestones. 350 games for David Mundy, 300 for Travis Boak, and an inspired Ed Curnow celebrated his 200th in style.
Curnow in game 200.
The Blues were up.
The Curling goes up a mile.
But 7 goals from Nick Larkey led the Roos to victory.
Party time for the Roo boys.
The Joe Show was a big hit.
Make it hard, and that's what he'll give you.
Isaac Heaney was up to his old tricks.
Isaac Heaney soars on the goalpost.
And in the clash of the ladder leaders,
Whiteman.
It was the Dogs who came out on top.
Tiny little man just sat on Max's head.
Round 19, Adelaide v Hawthorn. Hawthorn T Mitchell 1 vote, Adelaide R O'Brien 2 votes, Adelaide R Laird 3 votes. Sydney v Fremantle. Sydney J Kennedy 1 vote, Sydney L Parker 2 votes, Sydney I Heaney 3 votes. Geelong v Richmond. Geelong T Hawkins 1 vote, Geelong C Guthrie 2 votes, Geelong P Dangerfield 3 votes. Brisbane v Gold Coast. Brisbane O McInerney 1 vote, Gold Coast B Fiorini 2 votes, Brisbane J Lyons 3 votes. West Coast v St Kilda. St Kilda M King 1 vote, West Coast D Sheed 2 votes, West Coast T Kelly 3 votes. Essendon v GWS. Essendon J Ridley 1 vote, GWS Tom Green 2 votes, GWS L Whitfield 3 votes. Carlton v North Melbourne. North Melbourne J Simpkin 1 vote, North Melbourne T Thomas 2 votes, North Melbourne N Larkey 3 votes. Port Adelaide v Collingwood. Port Adelaide T Boak 1 vote, Collingwood J Crisp 2 votes, Port Adelaide O Wines 3 votes.
Shannon Hearn celebrated 300 games, and Sean Higgins had it.
Sort of important, this one. Melbourne v Western Bulldogs. In round 19, Melbourne C Oliver 1 vote, Western Bulldogs J McRae 2 votes, Western Bulldogs M Bontempelli 3 votes.
Shannon Hearn celebrated 300 games, and Sean Higgins had a 250th to remember.
Brilliant goal in game 250.
The Silky Bond.
Bontempelli unloads. What a finish that is.
Entertained the Ballarat faithful. Chad Wingard.
Outside of the boot.
Sparked the Hawks.
Miraculous.
And after 2 years out, Charlie Curnow's comeback inspired the Blues.
Charlie Curnow off one step. Just went bang.
Lockie Schultz.
Schultz will fly.
was a 178cm forward pocket rocket.
Lucky Schultz taking to the air.
While Big Max
On goes the banana.
broke all the rules for Ruckman.
Gone in the boundary, the best of friends.
Round 20. Fremantle v Richmond. Richmond T. Cochin 1 vote. Fremantle A. Chera 2 votes. Fremantle A. Brayshaw 3 votes. Hawthorn v Brisbane. Brisbane J. Lyons 1 vote. Hawthorn C. Wingard 2 votes. Hawthorn J. O'Meara 3 votes. Collingwood v West Coast. Collingwood J. De Goey 1 vote. Collingwood B. Grundy 2 votes. Collingwood J. Crisp 3 votes. North Melbourne v Geelong. Geelong Z. Tui 1 vote. Geelong T. Stewart 2 votes. Geelong C. Guthrie 3 votes. Essendon v Sydney. Sydney T. Papley 1 vote. Essendon Z. Merritt 2 votes. Sydney C. Mills 3 votes. GWS v Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide C. Dixon 1 vote. Port Adelaide O. Wines 2 votes. Port Adelaide K. Amon 3 votes. Gold Coast v Melbourne. Melbourne C. Oliver 1 vote. Melbourne M. Gawn 2 votes. Melbourne C. Petraka 3 votes. Western Bulldogs v Adelaide. Western Bulldogs B. Smith 1 vote. Western Bulldogs B. Dale 2 votes. Western Bulldogs C. Daniel 3 votes. St Kilda v Carlton. St Kilda J. Steele 1 vote. Carlton H. Mackay 2 votes. Carlton S. Walsh 3 votes.
Jack Steele disappointed.
20 rounds in the books. Bontempelli 33, Wines 32, Walsh 30, Oliver 28. They're the four that can win it. Tommy Haylock from Betfair before the break. I assume we have a new favourite.
Well, Ollie Wines trading very, very short now. He's one behind. He's meant to poll, well, probably 3 in the last round and probably 1 or 2 in the next. Bont's gone quiet, obviously, has that awful end to the year and they don't win a match. So, it looks like Wines is Brownlow at this stage. Bontempelli $6.40, Oliver $5.50. Sam Walsh is bolstered superbly well, but I just don't think he can win from here.
Well, thanks to Betfair. We'll get to Mickey Barlow on the other side of this. The Brownlow medalist, only around 20 minutes away from being awarded.
Hey, Barry, those whack jobs at Athena Home Loans are giving away $100,000 to pay down someone's loan. Didn't they get the memo? Mortgages are about tying people down, not some Oprah episode. Hello, bank.
Hi, Athena are giving
me the
Apply now and get approved for an Athena loan for your chance to win $100,000 towards your home loan. There's never been a better time to switch. Visit athena.com.au to apply and for competition dates and terms. Athena, love us and leave us. Standard credit criteria applies.
Essendon GWM Havel is your new GWM Cannon Ute buying centre. See the full range of GWM Cannon Utes, built tough with more features and all for less. With great customer satisfaction and Google reviews, they're your #1 choice for the all-new GWM Cannon Ute. Drive into Essendon GWM Havel, 600 Mount Alexander Road, or call the Cannon hotline on 90 80 11 11. Tradies Premium Finance available. T's and C's may apply. LMCT 10092.
For almost 40 years, the legendary Spitwater pressure cleaner has been hard at work every single day across Australia. In mines, on farms, in workshops, in floods, droughts and fires. It's been as tough and as ready and as ruggedly reliable as you've been all those years. But we were ready for a makeover. So we've got a new look. We're still the same brand and the same people you've relied on for decades. Want to see the new Spitwater? Call 1-800-SPITWATER now or go to spitwater.com.au.
What makes the Stockdale and Lego real estate journey easier? The answer's simple. We see more than just property. Your Stockdale and Lego agent works harder and longer than anyone else to get you the best result. Your local Stockies office is owned and operated by the same people helping you buy or sell your home. For us, it's more than just a job. With more than 500 people at Stockdale and Lego around Victoria, we're here to help. So, start your journey today at stockdalelego.com.au.
I met Sally when we were 16. Yeah, I think I fell in love with her the moment I met her. I love everything about her. Yeah, ever since we were young, we both wanted kids. We got so excited the day we realised we were both ready for that step. So then...
What happens next is up to you, because the only way her story continues is with you. Donate sperm at Monash IVF and make the dream of having a family more than just a dream. Visit monashivf.com today.
Being at the greatest events on the sporting calendar is what makes sport fans tick. And to witness the biggest sporting moments in Australia, Ballpark Entertainment can get you there. AFL, NRL, horse racing, soccer, basketball, cricket, boutique events and more. Ticketing, corporate suites and money can't buy experiences. Get the best access to the best sporting events with Ballpark Entertainment. Making memories. ballparkentertainment.com.au.
You're listening to SEN's coverage of the 2021 AFL Brownlow medal for Betfair. Do you want better odds? Bet on Brownlow and Premiership markets and set your own odds with Betfair. Gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-858-858.
Well, thanks to Betfair. Brownlow medal not too far away. Mickey Barlow, in a word, tell me who you think right now is going to win it before we get back to the count.
I think Wines. It's, all coming back to Wines, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Bontempelli leads on 33. Ollie Wines on 32. Oliver's on 28. Walsh 27. Darcy Parish got a little bit cold in recent weeks on 24. Let's get back to Channel 7 as we get to the next round.
Lightning, so we've got to stop.
Where a 30-minute intermission delayed the Demons' win over the Eagles.
Round 21. Fremantle v Brisbane. Brisbane J Danaher 1 vote. Brisbane J Lyons 2 votes. Brisbane D Zorko 3 votes. Richmond v North Melbourne. Richmond L Baker 1 vote. Richmond J Graham 2 votes. North Melbourne L Davies Uniac 3 votes. Geelong v GWS. GWS L Whitfield 1 vote. GWS I Cumming 2 votes. GWS T Taranto 3 votes. Hawthorn v Collingwood. Hawthorn J Scrimshaw 1 vote. Hawthorn C Wingard 2 votes. Hawthorn T Mitchell 3 votes. Carlton v Gold Coast. Gold Coast N Anderson 1 vote. Gold Coast S Collins 2 votes. Gold Coast T Miller 3 votes. Western Bulldogs v Essendon. Essendon Z Merritt 1 vote. Western Bulldogs J McRae 2 votes. Essendon P Wright 3 votes. St Kilda v Sydney. St Kilda J Higgins 1 vote. St Kilda R Marshall 2 votes. St Kilda J Steele 3 votes. West Coast v Melbourne. Melbourne C Petraka 1 vote. West Coast E Yo 2 votes. Melbourne L Jackson 3 votes. Adelaide v Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide O Wines 1 vote. Adelaide R Laird 2 votes. Port Adelaide A Alia 3 votes.
I'm right down here with the man in the middle of all of the action alongside Marcus Bontempelli. Ollie Wines, 2 of you on 33, and of course with Sam Walsh, the first time in a Brownlow count 3 players over 30 votes. What an incredible count, Ollie, to be part of.
Yeah, it certainly has been. Many guys had incredible years, so obviously we're seeing cultivating that, and whoever wins has had a good year.
How are the nerves, Ollie? I have to ask.
I've got 8 guys chirping me here, so they're pretty. We're pretty tense at the moment, but it's been a fun night. Obviously, disappointing to lose that preliminary, but we're celebrating what was another successful years in terms of win-loss.
Good luck with what's to come. 8 guys and 1 girl. Olivia, how does he finish off?
I have no idea, but whatever happens, I'll be very proud of you.
We're about to find out. Good luck. Round 22. Let's count them.
2 clubs united made a powerful statement against racism.
This is as high a priority as anything in the game at the moment.
A win over the Bulldogs was a fitting finale for Clarko and Tassie. There were farewells for Stephen Hill, Tom Rockcliffe, and it was 300 and out for Mark Murphy.
He's been a champion of the game.
We had imaginary high fives.
He went for a high five. He did.
And the old down low, too slow, gotcha. There were late contenders for spoil.
That's the biggest punches I've ever seen.
Ruck
tap.
Big thumping ball forward from Mumford.
And handball of the year.
Flips it over the top. Brilliant!
While a moment of Caleb Sarong brilliance
So wrong, so right!
inspired the Dockers to break a 5-year derby drought.
The Dockers wreak some derby destruction.
Round 22, North Melbourne v Sydney. Sydney G Hewitt 1 vote. Sydney W Hayward 2 votes. Sydney L Parker 3 votes. Brisbane v Collingwood. Brisbane C Cameron 1 vote. Brisbane J Lyons 2 votes. Brisbane L Neal 3 votes. GWS v Richmond. GWS J Hopper 1 vote. GWS T Taranto 2 votes. GWS J Kelly 3 votes. Geelong v St Kilda. St Kilda B Crouch 1 vote. Geelong C Guthrie 2 votes. Geelong S Menegola 3 votes. Gold Coast v Essendon. Essendon S Draper 1 vote. Essendon D Parrish 2 votes. Essendon J Stringer 3 votes. Melbourne v Adelaide. Melbourne B Fritsch 1 vote. Adelaide B Keys 2 votes. Adelaide P Seasman 3 votes. Fremantle v West Coast. Fremantle L Ryan 1 vote. Fremantle D Mundy 2 votes. Fremantle C Sarong 3 votes. Hawthorn v Western Bulldogs. Hawthorn C Wingard 1 vote. Hawthorn J Segler 2 votes. Hawthorn T Mitchell 3 votes. Port Adelaide v Carlton. Port Adelaide O Wines 1 vote. Port Adelaide K Amon 2 votes. Port Adelaide T Boak 3 votes.
It's hard to believe where we find ourselves right now. So only 2 players can win, Ollie Wines and Marcus Bontempelli. There is 1 round to come. The Power and the Bulldogs play each other. The Power win by 2 points. Ollie Wines has 34 and a goal. Marcus Bontempelli, 15 and a goal. Good luck to both of you.
In game 350.
One last time, Eddie.
Eddie had one last trick before signing out.
Well done, Eddie Betts. Well done.
As all around the country, favourite sons made emotional farewells.
Watching them go arm in arm, and such joy they brought to us.
A last-second stab
Off the ground is a goal.
locked the Tigers and the Hawks.
It is a draw to finish the season.
The Power surged past the Dogs. A late behind
McCarthy!
sent the Lions into the top 4.
Unbelievable!
While Captain Max had a shot after the siren
And Melbourne are minor premiers. Wow.
to decide the minor premiership.
Try and script it.
Round 23, Sydney v Gold Coast. Sydney L Franklin 1 vote. Sydney J Lloyd 2 votes. Sydney J Dawson 3 votes. Brisbane v West Coast. West Coast E Yo 1 vote. Brisbane D Rich 2 votes. Brisbane D Zorko 3 votes. Adelaide v North Melbourne. North Melbourne A Hall 1 vote. Adelaide R Laird 2 votes. Adelaide B Keys 3 votes. Richmond v Hawthorn. Hawthorn J O'Meara 1 vote. Hawthorn T Mitchell 2 votes. Hawthorn C Wingard 3 votes. Essendon v Gold Coast v Collingwood. Essendon A Waterman 1 vote. Essendon P Wright 2 votes. Essendon D Smith 3 votes. St Kilda v Fremantle. St Kilda C Sharman 1 vote. St Kilda R Marshall 2 votes. St Kilda J Steele 3 votes. Carlton v GWS. GWS J Kelly 1 vote. Carlton E Kerno 2 votes. GWS C Ward 3 votes. Geelong v Melbourne. Melbourne M Gawn 1 vote. Geelong J Selwood 2 votes. Melbourne C Oliver 3 votes. Western Bulldogs v Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide, R. Gray, 1 vote. Port Adelaide, O. Wines, 2 votes. Port Adelaide, T. Boak, 3 votes. And I declare the winner of the 2021 Brownlow medal is Ollie Wines of the Port Adelaide Football Club.
Ladies and gentlemen, to present the medal, please welcome dual Brownlow medalist from 2016 and 2019, captain of the Fremantle Football Club, Nathan Fyfe.
Congratulations. You're rattled with it. It's awesome. Doing it. Much appreciated.
And now, please welcome the chairman of the AFL, Richard Goyder.
Well, thank you, Basil and Gil. Well done on a great call, and Hamish and Jackie and the whole team at Channel 7, well done on a wonderful night. Ollie, it was a tough finish for your season on Saturday night, but we congratulate you on becoming the first Brownlow medalist for the Port Adelaide Football Club. Ollie was drafted to the Power from the Bendigo Pioneers with pick 7 in the 2012 National Draft. He learned his first skills in the game at Echuca Football Club. And thank you again this year to every community level club across the country that nurtures our young girls and boys as they begin to play our great game. In the last 2 years more than ever, community clubs have been so important to our game to keep us together. In Ollie's first game at AFL level, he showed the signs of the player he has become as he collected 24 disposals, 1 goal and a Rising Star nomination in Port Adelaide's 79-point victory over Melbourne at the MCG. Since that day in 2013, Ollie has entrenched himself as one of Port Adelaide's most talented players and a premier midfielder of the competition. This year he has risen to new levels. Receiving his maiden All-Australian blazer, Ollie was dominant in the midfield, averaging more than 32 disposals per game across all 22 games. He was magnificent again on Saturday, and we recognise him as our champion player of the 2021 season. So to everyone around the country, and those of you in Perth, please be upstanding. As I propose a toast to our 2021 Brownlow medalist, Ollie Wines. Ollie Wines.
Ollie, congratulations.
I've been having a drink.
Thank you, Richard. Ollie just said, I better have a drink. And I think you've earned it. Oliver, congratulations. I'm not sure what you thought when you made the trip across from Adelaide to Perth, obviously hoping that it might be for something else in mind as well. But you stand here tonight at the start of grand final week in Perth as the Brownlow medalist. How's that sinking in?
Yeah, no, I'm a little bit rattled, to be honest, still. There's so many great players that I still look up to at my age, and they've had tremendous seasons, and a lot of them are obviously playing on Saturday in the biggest game of the year, and I'm extremely envious of them. And I'd love to be in their position, but as you said, it wasn't to be this year, and I know we'll rebound and go again next year.
And we mentioned just a few moments ago at your table, what a count, and what a count to be a part of, with for the very first time in Brownlow medal history, 3 players polling more than 30 votes on the night. 4 with 30 plus, in fact, 4. How incredible.
Yeah, it was a great count. Obviously, Bont, tremendous player, and Clayton, as you saw in the sort of the openings, he's a little bit younger than me, but we played a bit of junior footy together. I played with his brother Mitch, and we came from the same town, so I'm sure the people back in Echuca tonight are up and about, despite only a few being allowed into a pub. They'll be cheering tonight.
And we'll get to Echuca in just a moment, as we must when we tell the Ollie Wines story. But just some numbers for you, Ollie. You polled in 16 games. That is a new Brownlow medal record. You polled in 11 of the last 12 rounds, and your 36 votes tonight equals Dustin Martin's record from 2017. How about that?
Yeah, no, I'm not sure about the numbers. I don't look into the numbers too much, but 36 sounds like a lot, so I'm happy with it, yeah.
And what were you expecting coming here tonight? Everything's so different, as we've said. You're in Perth tonight. It's not Melbourne. No grand final. What were you thinking you could do tonight in the count?
Oh, I think I'd imagined I'd be up around the mark, but as I said before, there were so many guys had great years, and I think the biggest thing for us tonight was as a football club. I think more than anything, this is a football club award. It doesn't take an individual; it takes a team, a football club, not just a football department, the admin staff, everyone to get someone to this point. And our year obviously didn't finish as we wanted to, but I think we had another really good year. We made the preliminary final, we finished second, so there's a bit to take out of it, but obviously we're not satisfied yet.
We saw Mum at the start of the night, Jane and Tony. Jane's been a huge supporter of yours, and possibly, Ollie, the most competitive person you know?
Certainly is, yeah. I'd love to be a fly on the wall, either back in Echuca where Mum and Dad are, or in North Melbourne where my siblings are. I got a Snapchat before of my eldest sister when I got a vote, and she was erupting off the couch. So I'm sure they're there tonight looking on, but I think they've been able to get through the last 18 months in Victoria, particularly from football and from what the boys have been able to provide. They lived week to week to the football, to the games, and I think this is credit to them and their commitment to me, and it's a privilege to win it, I guess, in their honour.
It is a family affair, footy. We all know that, and all of the footballers in the room know that it's not just the player themselves. It takes a whole team to be able to get the player to the line. Your family, a lot of different clubs are supported. Maybe just run through who Mum and Dad supported, your sisters and your grands as well.
Yeah, so I think I went for Carlton as a kid because my grandma went for Carlton, but then there was Dad went for Geelong, one of my sisters went for Geelong, my elder sister Maddie went for Essendon, my brother went for Richmond, Mum went to Hawthorn because Todd Viney connection and he was coaching there, and my other grandma went for Carlton, so there was a wide variety of teams. No one went for Port Adelaide at that stage, but they're certainly on the power bandwagon now.
Your favourite player was an Echuca boy?
He was Andrew Walker, yeah. I grew up idolising a local boy who got drafted to Carlton in Andrew Walker, and one of my fondest memories of him is Dad used to be runner for Moama seniors in the Murray League, and on the way back when I was a young tacker, we used to stop in and get a six-pack and a bit of pork crackle for me, and I used to ring up Rex Hunt and ask about Andrew Walker's stats, and I always got through, every week. Rex would tell me Andrew Walker's stats. I was that interested in him, and I think as a young fella from a country town like that, you want to follow your idols, and those guys are the best examples.
So let me get this right. You used to ring Rex Hunt talkback on 3AW?
Yeah, certainly did. Back... it would have been in the early 2000s when Rex was still calling, and I'd get through and talk about Andrew Walker and my Blues, and we'd go on our way.
I reckon you'll get through to any talk back in the country tomorrow, no problem. Just say it's Ollie Wines, I'm here to speak, I'm the Brownlow medalist. It's amazing tonight, obviously, but Drafted at number 7, Ollie, in 2012, and it wasn't all great smiles back then. Tell us about draft night.
No, it wasn't. I probably didn't expect to go to Port Adelaide or go into state from Victoria. I'm a very home-orientated person, and I had a really good upbringing with my family, and it was a little bit shocked to go to Port Adelaide, and there was a few tears from mum and dad and myself on the night, but I guess it's only strengthened me to the person I am today, and to be honest, it's the best decision the club could have made for me and me as a human, and as Boki said tonight, us as a human rather than a footballer is most important. So I think they've developed me into the man I am today, and I'm very proud of that.
Isn't that nice? It's amazing. Speaking of humans that you're close to and who've had a big impact on you, you mentioned your skipper, who we saw honoured tonight, which was magnificent. And what about Ken Hinckley, your coach, but I think even more than that to you?
Certainly is, and not just to me. He's been such a role model for me, and as I said before, there was a few tears in the room when I was drafted to Port Adelaide. It was his first year taking over, and the guidance and the role model he's been for me is so much more than I can imagine, and I owe him so much. And as I said before, this award is more than an individual award. This is a team award, and Kenny's so a part of that. And we've got full faith in the group we've got and Ken's leadership, and despite the bad ending to this year, we know we'll be back next year.
We're on Channel 7, obviously. You mentioned your captain and your coach. What about the president of the Port Adelaide Football Club?
I know Koshy tried to get over here tonight. He wasn't allowed in. He'd be flat because Eddie wasn't allowed in, but he wasn't either. So he sent me a few messages tonight, and he's been super for our footy club. As I said before, when I was drafted, Ken, Koshy and Boki were the leadership in charge, and what they've done to our footy club and the direction they've turned in is enormous.
Just quietly, I reckon the cash cow's going to be doing somersaults on Sunrise tomorrow morning. What a win. Congratulations. I'm sure, Oliver, you've been a brilliant champion tonight. I'm sure there's some people you'd like to acknowledge.
There is. Sorry, I didn't prepare these myself. I was a little bit late to the party, but Chris Davies, my footy manager, has put some notes together for me. As I said, I'm incredibly honoured to win this award. I see it as more than an individual award. It's a team award, and from our playing group to our coaches to our football staff, upstairs in our building to our administration staff, everyone. Your work on and off the field goes definitely doesn't go unnoticed, and everyone's so integral to winning as a premiership. We're as hungry as ever to get. As I said, my teammates and we've got a really good crew come over tonight. A lot of the boys jumped on because I was a bit of a chance, so I'm sure they'll enjoy the night. There was a lot of guys that weren't a chance of polling votes. Tom Cleary, so thanks to Tom for jumping on. He's probably my best mate, and we were drafted together, so thanks to Tom. He asked for the after-party invite, so he's got that. Obviously, to the AFL to keep the game running. It's been an enormous effort over the last 18 months, so Gil and your team, what we've been able to do and keep the league going and get fans all over the country involved has been incredible. The two grand final teams playing out on Saturday, Western Bulldogs and Melbourne, good luck to you guys. Obviously, the whole league envies you. A round of applause if... There we go. You're the envy of the whole league and the whole Australia, so good luck to you guys. I'm sure it's going to be a cracking match. My partner, Liv, you're probably the reason for my success this year, so thanks very much, and hopefully we're back next year. And I think just for our football club and all our supporters out there, know that we're hell-bent on getting success. Obviously, we've made home preliminaries the last 2 years, and we fell short, but we're hungry as ever, and we'll certainly be back in 2022. Thanks, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we said, disappointment last weekend, but what a great way for Port Adelaide to cap its 25th year in the AFL by producing the winner of the game's highest honour for the very first time. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, let's hear it for the 2021 Brownlow medalist, Ollie Wines.
Thank you, Ollie. Congratulations.
A fabulous winner.
There he is, all thanks to Channel 7. Ollie Wines wins a 2021 Brownlow medal. He speaks perfectly. It was 36 votes. It equals the Dustin Martin record in 2017 of 36. Wines, Bontempelli, Oliver, all the superstars were there. All polled more than 30 votes, as did Sam Walsh. And in the end, what a night it has been. Really, it doesn't make up for it totally. I'll go to you first, Mickey Barlow. But when you've had the disappointment of 2 straight prelims, as Ollie Wines spoke about there, but to come back, put your hand up, and after last year and have the year that he had, put that team in a driving seat to make a grand final, wasn't to be, but it's a testament to a young man who a couple of times, not necessarily of his own volition, but some other clubs came calling, mainly around the fact that being a Victorian, and he alluded a little bit to that, they thought he was gettable. But in the end, he's a Port Adelaide player through and through, and he's a Brownlow medalist.
And it was Essendon and Carlton. He just preached his love for Carlton growing up. So you're right. There was rumours, speculation, everything happening around Ollie Wines over the past couple of years to put the season together that he did. 36 votes, which ties Dustin Martin's record-breaking count a couple of years ago, well, a number of years ago now. So a huge year, but he couldn't help but really take home the point of his frustration and disappointment in the team missing out, could you? Like, there's unfinished business there for Port Adelaide, and I think they feel it slipping away to an extent, but, you know, a really, really worthy winner, and it all fell together for him or got put together nicely for him.
I don't know if I've ever heard him speak at length like that before. In fact, he, rather than being on a radio program here at SEN every now and then, but to sit down there, and he said to Nat Fyfe when he put the medal around his neck, he's a little bit rattled. Yeah. He took a moment to compose himself, had a sip of the beer, and then spoke glowingly. And I thought he was brilliant the way that he handled it and handled the disappointment. He spoke about the prelim and everything that comes with being crowned the best player in the game.
We don't mind. You get the option up there. You had the Asahi or the champagne or the bubbles, and all his brethren from Echuca would be very proud that he went the Asahi. But you meant to hold the handle.
You would know better than most because he grew up not far from where you grew up, and if he had taken the champagne other than the beer, there would have been, I'm assuming, a couple of verbals via the text.
Back a lot. Well, that's the difference between Ollie Wines and a lot of AFL footballers that grow up in the country. He hasn't forgotten where he comes from, so I would have grabbed the champagne and just got a nice little buzz on and then got to it.
Fair enough too. We've done it all tonight thanks to Betfair. Bet on Brownlow and Premiership Markets your way with Betfair. Gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-858-858. I will, before I get to you, Tom. No, I'll say the top 10 firstly, and you can say how it's played out in the market tonight. Ollie Wines wins with 36. Marcus Bontempelli with 33. And so much of the talk after Port Adelaide and the Bulldogs played in round 23. Hamish McLaughlin didn't miss. Marcus Bontempelli knew that it was a sinking feeling down a vote in a match that Ollie Wines was instrumental in the fourth quarter to get the power over the line. Oliver on 31. Clayton Oliver finishes third. Sam Walsh, 30. 4 men with 30 votes. Jack Steele comes flying home in the second half of the year, finishes with 26. Darcy Parish did his best work in the first half of the year. He was on 26 as well. Travis Boak with 25. Tom Mitchell, for a team that struggled for a lot of the year, again, we know he polls well, being a former winner himself. He had 25. Christian Petrarca with 23. Jared Lyons with 21, as did David Mundy at the age of 36. Have 21 votes. Tommy, what did the market and how did it all work on Betfair tonight?
Oh, jeez, I'm catching my breath. What a great finish to the Brownlow. I'm pumped, obviously. Very happy. There's a few people that are nervous at home. Luke White, the Hurricanes, walking around his living room going mental. Fitzy, well known to SEN, obviously, he's been saying that Wines is the lay of the century all year, and we've been saying we're on at big prices. Settle down, big fella, but bad luck to him. Ollie Wines, $181 back in early March, if you don't mind. So that's a huge go for those who jumped on Ollie Wines at 180s. He firmed, as we said earlier, he firmed all through April. And I don't think he drifted at all since April. So he just consistent, as we saw, he polled in, 16 matches or something. He didn't play a bad round, a bad match, and he just continued to firm and deserved winner. And as you said, spoke well.
He did.
He was superb.
Dressed well, spoke well. everything well.
Big night tonight. It's an interesting, unique situation as we've touched on, but we haven't really needed to because everyone understands how the world sits. And one of the first things Ollie Wines said was the AFL congratulate them for being able to get footy on a regular basis, sometimes without fans, which is something no one wants, the players and the fans, both of us. But in the end, they've done a wonderful job. Normally after a Brownlow after party, I'm assuming, Mickey, you've been there before, it's pretty big. Do you expect the same even in a unique situation like it is tonight?
Running my eye over the room, it looked like what they have, the Fremantle and the West Coast table, and then they had a few come over from Adelaide, essentially. A lot of corporates in there, a lot of corporates.
Different feeling this year.
And I reckon the corporates will be really keen to carry on and kick into it. Of course. When the players are outnumbered by corporates, they tend to go in their shell, so I'm sensing it'll be a little bit quieter from a player point of view. But the corporates and our own boss was over there. You could see Hutch in the foreground. Could you see him?
No, I did.
Kane was there. I don't think he troubled the waiters at all for refreshment.
Well, I almost... Well, what time is it now in the West? So it's
8:30.
8:30, nearly 8:30.
Very early.
And Kane ran 26 today.
He did. He ran 26. Longest run for a long time, he said. I'm just trying to work out the time difference because he's obviously... he's up tomorrow with SEN SA breakfast with Hazy, which starts Perth time, I think.
Might be early.
I think at 4 o'clock. So I'm guessing Kane's been in bed for at least 2.5 hours by now. So
no, it's not Kane Corns' natural habitat.
It's most certainly not.
But I'm interested as well to see what comes of Tom Mitchell just blurting out that there may be some eskies out the back, and they were just a couple of travellers to take home to their loved ones. I'm sure of that.
All right, we might squeeze a breakaway, and before we get out of here, we might just look a little bit about how the week's going to play out. Talk a little bit about grand final. We'll touch on a couple of markets there. We do it all thanks to Betfair. Bet on Brownlow and Premiership markets your way with Betfair. Gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-858-858. For 2021, Port Adelaide, first time ever winner from the club. The Brownlow medalist is Ollie Wines.
When they're on the road, truckies have no time to waste, so a flat tyre can be a real letdown. Fortunately, Tyre Right is a member of the best truck emergency roadside tyre service in Australia. So if you've blown a tyre, no matter where you are, give them a call and they'll get you back trucking fast. And they have Australia's largest tyre selection, including steer, drive, trailer and more. Say good day to your local Tyre Right store or call 138 168 to find out more. They won't be beaten on any advertised price. No trucking worries. TyreRight.com.
I'm Kate Cotty, the first woman to sail solo, non-stop and unassisted around the world. And if you're like me, and where you call home changes over time, Apia offers a range of home insurance options to choose from, including house, apartment and village living.
Call Apia on 13 50 50 for a quote today. Apia. Get set, go. Apia is an authorised representative of AAI Limited, the product issuer. Limits, exclusions and conditions apply. Before buying this insurance, read the PDS. Contact us for a copy.
For small and family-owned builders, navigating the legal side of your businesses can be a nightmare. That's why Master Builders Victoria is there for you. When it comes to dealing with clients and contracts, you can get OH&S and industrial relations support from Master Builders' team of lawyers and exclusive industry training opportunities. Membership provides free legal support from just $1.40 a day. Master Builders Victoria, can you afford not to be a member? Join today at mbav.com.au.